Hello, what's up this morning, everyone? Oh no, I still have the record up from when y'all trashed me during the viewer battle stream. There we go. Hello, what's up today, everyone? Welcome. It is a spectacular day. Oh my god, even more spectacular than I was hoping. Tundra's Place, welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Giacomo, Silverfire, EMP, Nervous Army, Tazinger, Stone Rain. How is everyone doing today? Oh no, are we echoing? Oh my god, we have too many streams going. That's YouTube. There we go. Fixed it. Professional streamer here. The big news of the day, The Hobbit is out. We're gonna try out some new Hobbit stuff, but it's even better than that. So honestly, I was kind of sort of dreading the Hobbit release. Like, I was excited for it because I was like, oh, new limited format. I really love limited now. So I get to do a bunch of drafting with a new set. But as I was looking through the set, I kept running into the same problem. Like, I would look through the set and I would think, man, this set's really cool, right? Like, there's cool cards in here. The dwarves look cool, like elves look cool, goblins look cool. There's a lot of sweet things going on. The problem is, the format's just so broken, right? Like, when you have to compete with Badger Mole Cub, you have to compete with the Is It decks, you have to compete with the Control decks, you gotta compete with the Lesson decks. It was just hard for me to see how the Hobbit stuff was gonna get a chance to shine. And when you add in, like, the impact or lack thereof of some other small sets like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or maybe Spider-Man that just didn't have a big impact on Standard, I was kind of like, oh man, like, it's gonna be cool to try out the new things, but are we just gonna be bashing, you know, cool Hobbit things into this established really powerful meta? But then yesterday, Wizards somehow, against all the odds, shocked me. And they actually banned stuff. Like, they actually really, truly, honestly took a stab at fixing Standard, and I think they did a pretty good job. Like, I think they did so I would have done things slightly different, and I know I'm unique because I kind of like Bannings. I'm someone who plays so much Magic that the idea of the format just changing and being shaken up, especially since I play so much on Magic Arena where you don't have to buy, you know, $60 Badger Mole Cubs. For me, the idea of like, oh, just shake up the format, that's a positive, right? New meta, new decks, new things to try. But that doesn't work for everyone. But Wizards, after a long time and no bannings, actually, man, Badger Mole Cub, easily the biggest problem in Standard. The card that I believe is warping Standard around it and making a lot of decks unplayable, and also kind of in a roundabout way leading to the rise of these Is It decks that have the most removal to kill it, because it's just the ultimate turn 2 removal check. So Wizards banned Badger Mole Cub. After getting rid of Badger Mole Cub, they were worried that maybe it would make Is It too powerful, so they also banned Storm Chaser's talent, which honestly should have been banned a year ago alongside Vivi, but better late than never. I am happy to see it gone now. And then for some reason, they banned our grandma too. One of the things I love about Universes Beyond is we are going to get some hilarious bannings. Like, banning Granny is not something that would have ever happened in Magic before Universes Beyond came around. And now we got Gran on the ban list. I would have banned Tablet of Discovery instead of Gran, or alongside Gran. My list going into it was Badger Mole, Storm Chaser, Talent, Tablet of Discovery. I'm fine with this. I think that Gran kind of does the same thing. It just leaves out the 5-color control deck or 4-color control deck, which we'll see how that turns out. I've seen fears that maybe 5-color just dominates now. Hopefully that's not what happens. Hopefully a 5-color or 4-color control, or control in general with Tablet, is the tier 0 deck in the format. That because we don't have to deal with Badger Mole Cub, like, there's just no way you can build a deck in Standard, I don't think, that can compete with Control and can compete with Badger Mole Cub, because they're doing two very different things. The cheap removal that you need a lot of to try to survive Badger Mole Cub is also the deadest cards when you run into the control deck. That's kind of the problem, right? But now that Badger Mole Cub is gone, and you don't necessarily need to play 8, 10, 12 cheap removal spells to pass the removal check, if you can fill those slots with things that are good against control, in theory you might be able to beat it. So that's my hope, is that actually it won't be as bad as some people fear. It is true that 4-color control is probably the best deck remaining in the format. If you just look at the meta, and this is still the pre-banning meta because it hasn't updated yet, but if you just look at the pre-banning meta, like, Is It gets hurt, Lessons get hurt, Aboride gets hurt, Spelementals kind of dodges, although Spelementals, the main upside of Spelementals was it was really good against Badger Mole Cub decks, because you bounce all their Badger Moles, all their Earthbend lands, so I think this gets nerfed accidentally, kind of, just by its best matchup, going away because Badger Mole Cub's gone, and then you get to 4-color control, Demir Excruciator, Sultai Reanimator. These are some of the early picks, which makes sense. If you just read down the metagame page, exclude Spelementals because of the matchup thing, you end up up with 4-color control, Excruciator, some sort of Reanimator deck, maybe being the top deck in the meta, but I actually think there's a chance. There's a chance that that's how it's going to turn out. And the possibilities right now really, truly feel endless. And oh man, I'm so hyped. But I'm curious, what do you all think? What do y'all think about the ban list update? Were you surprised they actually did anything? I'm so glad for the shakeup. Haven't played a month because it was so bored. I mean, that was the problem, right? Like, even Bedroom World Cup is also overpowered. But even if it wasn't overpowered, it still led to this meta that was just static for like 9 months and nothing really changed. Life Gain might be back. Although Life Gain, I think, once we get to Reality Fracture, that is going to be Life Gain's time to shine. That set looks like Super Friends Masters, essentially. I think Commander should have gotten an update after the last Commander announcement. I'd be very interested to see how things shake out. Also, any Skirmish Rhinos today? I haven't seen you talk about that in a while. Ooh, yeah, we haven't played a Skirmish Rhino in a while. So today I'm thinking, well, first I gotta get some packs. We need some actual Hobbit cards to play with here. So we need to crack some packs. Here was what I wanted to try. So sometimes we do draft, but I think we're going to hold off on draft today because we just got these standard bannings. So it seems like kind of a shame to not check out new standard. So I want to try dwarves. I want to try goblins. I might want to try elves too. So I think those are some of the biggest themes. So I think that's where we're going to start. Is the other thing that seems really cool. I'm curious what you feel about what do you feel about the new wizard's staff? Is it wizard staff? The new equipment. I was trying to build a wizard staff deck. And I realized that the best things that work with the wizard staff are just all the good Izzet cards, right? So it's still kind of slingshot show off and all the typical Izzet stuff. I don't know if it's cool because you get wizard staff and that's a new card. Oh, also Belladonna took. I want to try tokens too. Dwarves. I think there's actually, I don't know if dwarves are going to be good, but I think there's a couple different ways to build them. I think equipment dwarves is probably the most competitive way to play dwarves. That's my guess, at least. I also think you can build a funny against the odds deck with this thing. Just the wheel and deal damage effect. I feel like you can play this. You can play the janky Panharmonic on dwarves. You play Malin, you double wheel, you hit for 10, play another cheap dwarves, double wheel, hit for 10. Like, it seems very easy to turn that into a combo kill. But that's probably more of an against the odds thing, I think. Oh yeah, wizard staff, but it just makes an Izzet aggro deck. Like, that was the problem. My deck looks very much like an Izzet aggro deck. I have a bear deck. I have a Eagles Are Coming self bounce deck. I built wolves. Like, a lot of these are probably early access decks, kind of. Like, not all of them are going to be truly competitive, and there's no early access this time, so we don't have the shot to play them against other people doing janky stuff. We got to play them against whatever the real meta is right now, which I don't think anyone knows. But we're gonna try out some new decks today. I think we start with dwarves though. I really want to start with dwarves and see if dwarves are good. And we will definitely do limited because I'm gonna do a lot of limited. So we will do limited at some point. I'm still in the queue to face the Great Olive. Remove me, please. I'll be working. Sadly, won't be able to play. Oh, I got you, Shay Oaks. Today is not viewer battles. Anyway. Next viewer battle stream isn't coming up for a minute. Do you think the Great Goblin can make goblins good? I feel like I really want to make, there's a deck. So there's a Krenko that I've never seen anyone play that lets you sack an artifact to put a counter on each of your goblins. That Krenko with Great Goblin seems kind of really busted if you can build a big board of goblins. I don't know if your goblins have artifacts to sack though, but I think even with just like amass tokens with Blight, it combos with Champion of the Weird to deal a ton of damage. I think goblins might kind of have a shot to be good now. What's up with the Stormchaser's Talent Ban? The card itself isn't too busted on its own, and a lot of times the otters are just on chump block duty. I think it's just been too good for too long, and I think it actually does. I'm very curious to see where Izzet ends up without Stormchaser's Talent. I think that getting rid of it does really power down the deck, because it was kind of their best thing to do on 1, and their best thing to do on 4, and their best thing to boomerang basics. Like, there's so many synergies with that card. So I think the general idea is just to power down Izzet in general. And that card's been around for so long, and honestly, arguably should have been banned in the past at various points. So I think if you want to try to power down Izzet, that makes the most sense. What else would you ban out of Izzet? Boomerang basics, maybe? Oh, I'm excited about Settle being back too. Just one of the best gotcha cards. All right, so we're gonna open these. We're gonna open these packs, and we're gonna start playing some Magic. And we're gonna start with dwarves. We're gonna start with dwarves and go from there. All right, pads have been opened. Let's see if dwarves. Let's see what this new standards format is like. So, do you think we're just gonna play control all the time? Like, is that what's your prediction, chat? In the dark. Ooh, Gleaming Splendor. In the dark, what's your prediction as far as the best deck in standard moving forward? Like. Yeah, here's where I ended up with Wizard Staff. Look at this beauty. You get Wizard Staff. Super cool. This was actually built before Storm Chaser Sale, so I got to cut the Storm Chaser Sale. This was built yesterday or over the weekend, so I got to cut that, which is fine. It was basically just you had to play it if you're playing Izzet, but it works best, I think, Draycatcher. Slick Shot Show Off. Also very cute with the new Gandalf. That's probably the coolest new card, I think, to play with Wizard Staff. Doubling up its ability, double the damage, double the counters, pushing it prowess. It gets big really, really fast. So I think that's kind of cool. I'd probably just play more Planispheres. I like that Planisphere triggers your creature effects. It triggers your Gandalf and your Slick Shot, while also giving you a wizard on the battlefield, so it seems kind of good there. But anyway, let's do some dwarfing. Let's see if dwarves have a shot. So here's what dwarves look like. At least take one on dwarves. Do we have enough wild cards to make the dwarves? Cool, 4 mythics. All right, we're going broke. We're going broke. Hey, what's up, Smiley Nolan? How are you? How is everyone doing today, by the way? I feel like I'm so excited about new cards and bannings that I might have got ahead of myself. Hopefully everyone is doing well. I went 3-1 with my Rakdos equipment at pre-release by putting Precious on Dwalin. Do you think... Oh no. Why am I getting Discord notifications on my screen? That's not ideal. Hang on, let me see why Discord... Oh. All right. Hello, can you hear me? Sorry, I don't know why that Discord. No, it's back. It's back. It's back. I was trying to fix the Discord, and then I started to do a deck tech because I forgot that I didn't have the audio on. So I did kind of a whole deck tech on this dwarf deck. I thought y'all were watching me, but I was just talking to myself. Here's the dwarf deck. Let's do it. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Take two. Take two. So here's our dwarf deck. Why are we playing dwarves? What do dwarves actually do? Well, there's a lot of really interesting equipment dwarves in the new Hobbit set. So we have Dwarven Mauler, works really well with Leyline Axe, because we can Leyline Axe for free, turn 1 Dwarven Mauler, and then turn 2 equip Leyline Axe for 1 mana, smash it for 6. Beefer gives us some protection, also a lifelinker. Killy, our new Pure Steel Paladin, to draw a bunch of cards, maybe equip for free. Giada holdover from Final Fantasy, loots when a dwarf enters or an equipment enters. Dane's Company goes digging to find our equipment. Dane Ironfoot makes an equipment, gives our equipped creatures double strike when it attacks. And then at the top end, we have Thorin Mountain King, which I think Thorin might actually be a good card. Like, I'm pretty sure this card's actually kind of strong in this deck. When it enters, you can attach any number of equipment to a creature you control. Does not have to be Thorin, so you can put it on an existing non-summoning sick creature, and then you probably just kill something, because that creature deals damage equal to its power to a creature, so it's like this weird bite spell on a body, kind of like Equipment Dwarf Flametongue Kavu. And then for equipment, we get Leyline Axe, we get Mjolnir, Hammer of Thor, which happens to work with almost all of our dwarves because they're worthy, Lava Spur Boots for haste, Basilisk Collar for life gain, Dragon Flare Blade I kind of wanted more of. Delmeat, how are you? Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you, thank you, thank you. I feel like Dragon Flare Blade feels a lot of popular removal, so might be worth playing more copies, and we have a lot of 2-color creatures to equip to. We'll see how good it feels though. So that's the dwarf plan. When's the all Thor deck? Thorin. I think that Thor is Thorin's grandfather, right? That's the lore. It all ties together. We're still in Marvel Superheroes block. Some of the flavor is kind of funny. Like, I don't know why these dwarves ended up with Thor's hammer. It doesn't seem like that's how it should work, but hey, what's up, Deli Meat? Thank you for the kind words. So what are you all building first with the Hobbit? What's at the top of your list? Idea, Mardu Dwarf Equipment, give backup strategy to Winter Soldier. Ooh. Yeah, you could make, yeah, this is fine. We can use Yacht to loot away some of these extra lands as we play our chainsaws. Dwarves with chainsaws, I think that's the name of this deck. Dwarves with chainsaws. Let's Cavern on Dwarf and run out of Gia. So can you see the YouTube chat too? To see, it's great to see on YouTube. I can. Yes, we figured out how to do that. So I can see the YouTube chat and I can see the Twitch chat. Oh, elves is on my list. The three decks that I had today that I really wanted to try: dwarves, goblins, and elves were the big three, and I got lists for all of them. So we might do a little like mini early access where we try all 3 of those decks. Well, let's play the land on dwarf. Let's Basilisk Collar. Discard a chainsaw. Dane's Company. And we'll take Dane Ironfoot. Can we find a land? Discard a Mjolnir. Okay, there's a land. That's good. Hit you with a yacht for 2. Found it. Down to 20. Okay, things are looking good. Ah, yeah. I don't know why this Discord's doing this. I tried to fix it earlier. I don't know why Discord sound effects are if it keeps happening, I will figure out. I will pause the stream and figure it out. Oh, they're gonna flashback Esper. All right, that's cute. Sure. The old flashback, I mean, you do cast it from the graveyard, so it does do the thing. The bad news for our opponent is we have an answer for this. We have a Mjolnir, Hammer of Thor, to get rid of the Esper Maudin. Kill it. Loot away, I think, the chainsaw. Hit you for 4. Pound it. Down 18. Oh, the Raging Goblins. Welcome to the Fishbowl for the 16th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super chipper. Thank you. Pound it. Popping off. Earthbend. This Thor is going to be an issue. This Thor is a concern. How do we do this? So this has double strike. We can equip this. This has lifelink. So if we play this... So let's play the Dane Ironfoot. Put the axe on the Giat. Do we discard? Discard the Dwarven Mauler, I think. Yeah, discard the Mauler. Discard the Ironfoot. Equip this to the Giat. And smack ya. Oh, opponent, gotta block. Gotta block the Giat. Opponent down to 16. Okay. Hold. Oh, I have a Fur.Core Core bear deck. I really want to try the bear thing. Everything seems possible again. Like, Draco Genesis actually seems kind of possible again. Now that we've had the bannings, everything's back on the table. It's early, but what matchups are people seeing on the ladder? Honestly, I've been kind of waiting. I was doing other stuff yesterday. Wow, opponent's tapping down. I was doing other stuff yesterday, so these are the first matches I've been playing. I was waiting for the Hobbit to drop. How much can we kill them here? So this equips for 2. We also have the Death Touch Trample double strike combo going. So if we put this on here... Actually, let's put this on here. Let's do it like this. Go to combat. Attack. Double strike up Dan. Wow! Opponent's gonna take it. Oh, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Opponent down to 6. Okay, now we gotta think. We can leave up protection. We gotta leave up protection, right? Leave up protection, try to kill him. That's the plan. Because they're gonna Thor, try to flashback something to kill the Giat. And then we can, Bofer those Thors. There's the Thor. Yeah, I guess we actually need the Leyline Axe down to actually have the trample. Found it. Gonna go for flashback. Sure. Flashback. Oh, opponent. I have bad news. Bofer that flashback. Yes. Opponent. Getting and hitting us. Dragon Fire Blade. So they have 2 blockers. So if we Dane's Company, boots, swing with everything. Does our opponent die? I think so, right? So if we Dane's Company, opponent has to block here. They block here. They take lethal. I mean, I think this works. All right, Dane's Company. Do a little digging. Take Achilles finally. Get rid of, I think, the Leyline Axe. Not that it really matters, because I think we're about to win. Lava Spur Boots. Man, this Giat has been kind of popping off. Lava Spur Boots, the company. Go to combat. Double strike him. Opponent blocks. You gotta block the Dane's Company. So they're not dead if they block the Dane's Company, but we get rid of the Thor, right? The Thor's gone. Opponent goes to 2. Land untapped. Bofer. No looting this time, and I think the dwarves are getting there. Dragonfire Blade is hexproof from monocolored, so monocolored things cannot target it. Right now we're playing dwarves. We're playing some equipment dwarves, and game 1 actually kind of felt pretty good. Oh man, it would be cool if dwarves were a real deck. You know how long it's been since we've had, I mean, it feels like a long time since we've had a tribal deck. It also feels like a long time since we've had a true equipment deck in Standard. I'll jump in and make sure you got your Miku Secret Lair to send CMS. How many people got the Miku Secret Lair? Like, do you think this will work? Do you think this will actually work? Do you think we can get Wizards to go full on print to demand? It seems possible. So I have a dilemma. I was hoping you could have some input on it. Me and some of my friends are going to do a draft at home. All but one of them are purchasing their share of packs. I was the one who bought both boxes. We're doing the event at my house. Oh God, why is it doing this? Hang on. We're doing the event at my house. I'm providing the food and drinks. I was planning on putting up one of the box toppers as a prize and keeping the other, but they wanted me to put up both box toppers as an additional pack and the additional packs as prizes. I don't want to do that. Wait, okay. So you're doing this at your house, you and 7 friends. They're all paying for their own packs, but you bought the boxes. And you're honestly, it's a little Grados. I mean, do whatever is going to sit right for you and let you continue to have friends. So I think there is that consideration, right? Like, I would say from my perspective, it seems perfectly fair to me that if you bought the boxes, you're hosting, you're doing the whole thing at your house, it seems perfectly fair to me that you would be like, oh, I'm going to keep one of the box toppers. Like, you're the one that's setting it up, you're doing it, you're hosting it, you're doing the food. Like, that doesn't strike me as weird even a little bit. That seems like perfectly fine to me. That said, if this is actually like such a big deal that you're going to lose your entire playgroup over it, I could also see an argument of being like, you know what, that's not really fair to me, but for the sake of maintaining peace in my playgroup, it's not worth it for me to, to cause these issues over a thing. So if I was in your position, I would do exactly what you're saying. I think using a box topper for a prize and then keeping the other one, I don't think that's unfair by any stretch. But you also got to consider the social dynamics of it. Like, I don't know how big of a deal it's going to be with your playgroup. If this really is a, like, we're never going to play with you again thing, that's maybe you don't want that playgroup, I guess, if that's how it was. But, like, if it was really that big of a deal to the playgroup, then I could see an argument for being like, this isn't right, but I'm just going to let it go. But yeah, I think it's fine to keep the box topper. That would be my take, especially since you're the one hosting and doing all the work. That makes sense to me. What do we put to the bottom here? We want Killy. We want Dilly. We want Thorin. We kind of need the chainsaw. Oh, it's so great. Can we put a land to the bottom? How greedy is it to put a land to the bottom? The answer is super, right? Super greedy. You know what? We're on the draw. Let's be a little greedy. Let's be a little greedy. We might get punished for that, but we're going to do Dwarven Mauler. All right. We're still going to play a tap land. Lonely Mountain tapped. Hey, Seth. Have you seen Raft Steer combo? That is what I'm currently testing out. Would love to see you give it a shot. I have not seen Raft Steer combo. What is Raft Steer combo? Let me look up Raft Steer. Well, in that case, I would love to just play this Killy, but I think we got to murder a dwarf. So when a land enters. So what's the second combo piece here? So when a land enters, untap a creature you control. So this does what the old blue there's a blue enchantment that does this, right? There's a blue enchantment that's essentially the same thing. I can't think of the name of it right now. Is this a standard combo or is this a combo in an older format? Like what is the additional combo pieces? Oh. Perhaps we should not have put that land to the bottom. It is possible that we should not have put it. Ooh, they had an animation. They had little footprints. Oh, and a firebending lesson. Okay. Return to Coral Helm. Yes, it's a retreat to Coral Helm. Bolt the bird. Chainsaw. Oh, boo. Boo. Tablet of Discovery. Boo. And we still don't draw land. Oh, no. Oh, we might be dead. Like, we're the aggro, and we are not making any progress because we just cannot play our hand. And we're giving our opponent all kinds of time to ramp into their big stuff. And, oh, and there's even a Thor. Put on it. Thor. Well, go attacking. I mean, I think this is just game. Unless they block. If they block for some reason. They do not block for some reason. Yeah, I mean, we're super dead here. We're super dead. Actually, we're just going to go to game 3. There's no point in actually playing that out. We miss land drop. And then our opponent says the GG. Okay, yeah. Good game, opponent. Good game. Hey, what's up, birds? Hey, Seth, I've been updating Gearhulk, and I've been doing well. Do you think you give it a try? Hey, Seth, how are you? I've been testing some Stormhulk almost to perfection. Ooh, let me see. Bright Glass Storm, eh? Hey, Bofer. Oh, the Bloom. Yeah. The Bloom Tender combo deck. Surveillance Cam. So we played an earlier version of this, I guess, a couple months ago. But it does seem like Queen of Dale seems like a nice addition. Yeah, I'll have to give the updated version a try. I remember it being very click intensive. That was the one thing I remember about the combo is very click intensive. Do we gotta play? Maybe we gotta play a Braids. Like, that Gruul deck is playing Tablet. That might be a sign that a lot of people are gonna play Tablet, which might be a sign that we need to play more answers to Tablet. I don't know if you answered, are Halflings going to be a deck this set? So, no, I don't think there'll be like a actual... These Lonely Mountains, clunky. Clunkier than I expected. I mean, we're going to keep two-lander again. We're going to keep it. There's nothing that really... If you look at Halflings in Standard, there's just not... I don't think anything that makes you really play them all as a deck. Like, these are all the Halflings that exist. There's no, like, play all the Halflings together. So I think, like, Bilbo, Thief in the Night, Gollum, Riddlemaster, Belladonna Took, Gollum, maybe Notary Hobbits in the right deck. I think there will be Hobbits that see play, but I'd be surprised if there was, like, a Halfling deck, because there's just not enough Halflings or enough of a reason to put them all together in the same deck. Dwarves, though. I think Dwarves get a shot. Dwalin Weapon Master was... Boo. Dwalin Weapon Master was on my list of dwarves that I think is playable. I just don't think there's enough room to actually put them in the deck. Like, that's kind of the issue. Ay. Well, I think we have to kill the Llanowar Elves. The problem is they're just going to ramp into... They're going to ramp into Thor. I mean, opponent's on a 14, which is nice, but we're doing the same thing of missing land drops and not getting anywhere. Opponent, Leatherhead. Well, let's play Killy. Play the Lonely Mountain. Play the Dragon Fireblade. Draw a card, and I guess we just gotta pass. Hey, what's up, Labrador? How are you? Good to see you. Man, I gotta figure out how to make this... Discord stop. All right, opponent's gonna get in. They're gonna blow up our stuff. Not gonna blow up our stuff. Gonna stay hexproof, okay? Play as a land. Emeritus of Abundance, sure. And another Shared Roots. All right. Oh, Leyline X, Flood. So we play the land. Play a Dane's Company, do some digging. Oh, I guess we take the Thorin? Draw Achille. I mean, I guess we equip to the Mauler for free. And get in for 4? I mean, opponent's down to 10. They are down to 10. Do I think Standard is saved? I mean, I have no doubt that Standard is going to be way more fun for the next month or two than it was for the last month or two. So whether or not that means saved, I guess you'd have to define what you mean by save. Like, do I think that Standard is back to its absolute peak in 2015? No, probably not. There's still a lot of systemic issues and whatnot. But I do think that it is way better than it was before. Wow, there's a super chat. $10 super chat. Thank you. Boulder the Impious. Thank you so much. Hey, Seth. What is your take on the recent bannings in regards to Modern? I play Cleric Tribal, and the writing on the wall says Guide should definitely get the axe. I think that it will end up getting the axe. I think that they're just so conservative with banning those energy cards, but I think it probably is a matter of time until Guide of Souls goes away, which is unfortunate if you are a Cleric Tribal player, because you're not the target, right? You don't deserve to be punished for that. So I think we play Thorin. We play Thorin. We equip the chainsaw to the Mauler. Kill the Emeritus. Rev up the chainsaw. Go to combat. Hit ya. Down to 1. Down to 1. Hold. Thorin, the Mountain King, fighting against crocodiles. Opponent says good game. We say it back. Opponent attacks. I mean, we're just going to block. I think that's the smartest, safest. Block. So go, just in case they have a weird pump spell or a burn spell or something, we go to 8. Rev up the chainsaw. Do we get him? Do we get him? Do we get him? Pound it. Blow it up. Blow it up. That's fine. Blow up our chainsaw. Chainsaw dwarves. Chainsaw dwarves. Chainsaw dwarves. Pound it. Passing. Well, I mean, I guess we just play the Dane Ironfoot. All right, pound it. Just gonna surveil. No settle the wreckage to worry about. We trigger some stuff. Put it on the killie. And make you die. Ooh, dwarves. Dwarves. It actually kind of worked. Yeah, what is the end game of that landfall combo? Can you build a best of 3 sideboard for dwarves equipment? We have a best of 3 sideboard. Here, let me put the deck list. Let me put the deck list in the chat. So this is the current sideboard I'm using. I do think it might need more artifact removal. We'll see how many tablets we play against. But I do think that oh, Bounce Land in the Untapper. That is cute. That is cute. I'll have to mess around with it. It's been a while since we've had a Retreat to Coralhelm kind of card in Standard. But that does seem like it could be a good against odds deck, at least. Yeah, Discord's supposed to be on streamer mode. Hang on, let me pull this up again. This time I will remember. Here, let me do it this way. Okay, there you can see. Now you can hear me. If I put it on the intro, you can't hear me. Let me see if I can make that stop. Normally it's always on stream mode, but for some reason it's not on stream mode. There was, did they like change Discord or something? There was just like a very obvious like stream mode button. It was like the first thing that pops up is, oh, click stream mode, and it's no longer there. All right, I put it on Do Not Disturb. That's as good as it's gonna get for now. I'll have to figure out the stream mode thing later. Let's get back to Dwarfin. Ooh, okay. Oh, we have. Oh wait. Oh, do you know what this draw means? Do you know what this draw means? Do you know what double Leyline Axe Dwarven Mauler means if they don't have removal? All right. Pay no mind, opponent. Please, no burst lightnings. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Opponent, reading Dwarven Mauler, learning about this new uncommon, plays a forest in a Azaz Chocobo. Oh, opponent, do I have bad news for you? I think we'll put a 1-mana Leyline Axe on that and a 1-mana Leyline Axe on that. And here comes the Mauler for 8 on turn 2 with double strike, and we are off to a good Dwarven start. Opponent. Oh, what are you gonna do about that? Wait, are dwarves gonna be a real deck? And we got Bofur. It is kind of perfect too, because it is a protection spell, so you can actually give him the Bofur quote. Opponent gets him with the Zaz Chocobo. Can we switch decks relatively quickly today? So honestly, I don't think we're gonna get to limited today. That seems unlikely, but I do want to try to get to dwarves and goblins, so we will try to switch relatively quickly. It's just a little tougher because since we're not doing early access, we're playing best of 3, and the games take a considerable amount longer. So that is part of the issue. I don't even know if I think we just leave up. I mean, we're just all in on the we're just all in on the Mauler. We're gonna leave up Bofur. Bofur these attacks. Opponent untaps. I was really thinking back to your review of the Hobbit for Standard and trying to think of all the things you said would be relevant if not for Badger Mole. I really want to try, and this might be for a video, like a budget deck or something. I really want to just try green aggro, like that Warg Wolf thing that makes a treasure. We have Frenzied Baloth from Edge of Eternities. The pieces exist. Oh, both for these Chocobos. Oh, opponent, I have some bad news for you. This Bofur's actually been kind of insane. Ah! An opponent scoops it up. This Bofur is wrecking people. It is wrecking people. Yeah, I think I'll probably do another limited one with Richard. And I've been drafting a lot, so I'll probably just do some random. We'll still do, like, maybe next week we do a limited stream. Honestly, heading into today, my plan was just to do limited because we've been doing that for the first stream. But what really changed it was the ban list stuff. Like, if this was just going to be playing the old standard meta, we probably would have just done limited today. But with the bannings, I really want to see what standard is. Yeah, they could have chump blocked for a turn, or actually traded, right? They could have traded and stayed alive. What do we want against Landfall? I guess split up, maybe? Do you think that Landfall is still good? Even without Badger Mole? I feel like out of the current green decks, I feel like Landfall is probably the one that can get by the best, even without having access to it. Leyline Axe is kind of great when it doesn't get stuck in your hand. When it actually goes into play for free, it's actually very good. Limited stream with Richard. Ooh, maybe that would be a fun way to do it. We have been doing the video each set the last couple of sets, but maybe it'd be fun to do it as a stream. Ew, Mjolnir's good, but we can't keep that. All right, go Dane. I mean, we got Lonely Mountain to make ourselves some dwarves. Do you think, what about the green aggro plan? Like, is there any world where green aggro is actually a thing? Frenzy Bailoff, the new wolf thing, you got Surrock, you got Llanowar still, you got the one-drop green rabbit thing that makes a baby, and when you target stuff, puts counters on things. Like, you have a lot of pieces to build some sort of, like, mono-green stompy deck. We have Primal Might still. Well, unfortunately, I think we need to pull out our trusty Dwarven Chainsaw here, get rid of this Llanowar Elves. I think green decks are going to be weak against control. That is a question, right? Like, what is your game plan for control? What is your best game plan? Ooh. I mean, I'd like to Dane, but I think it makes more sense just to Surrock with the Chainsaw. Chainsaw's been great. So get rid of the Surrock. Opponent thins the deck, draws a card. Sure. But now this means we get to Thorin. We get to Thorin whatever our opponent plays next. Ah, I kind of hate a Boroid, though. I do kind of, sort of, a little bit hate a Boroid. Did you get a chance to read much of Cheapman's new book? Saw it on your desk back when you were changing settings. I just got it like a few days ago. I've skimmed through a little bit of it. I haven't been able to actually... It's actually a pretty long book, so I haven't been able to actually get all the way into it. But I am planning on reading it. It is also just, like, beautiful. I was impressed with just how nice the hardcover looked. Well, let's put all those on Thorin. And then Thorin says, "You die, Forest." And we get to gain a bunch of life because we have lifelink with Basilisk Collar here. Origins of Metal Bending. All right, sure. Sure. We still gain a bunch of life. Opponent gets to keep their forest. Opponent gonna play a Mossborn Hydra. And, ooh, all right, gonna do some fighting. This is okay, though, because we have another Thorin. We go up to 28. Our opponent loses the land because of Death Touch. This is actually great for us. It revs up the chainsaws. Oh, this might have been a punt for our opponent. This might have been a punt because guess who was back? Thorin, the Mountain King. You and you. Put him on the Thorin. Snipe that Mossborn Hydra. Go up to 36. Opponent. Ooh. Okay. I mean, I know we're playing at gold. But, Thorin does feel kind of FTK-ish. Like, FTK maybe with upside, actually. I saw your bets, Chaos Draft. So glad you won. Hope you'll have more collabs with other creators soon. Oh, well, thank you, Joseph. Man, Dwarves feels good so far. Dwarves actually feeling kind of legit. FTK might be... You do have to play equipment, so you can't just jam it in any deck like FTK. Yeah, it is funny that it's like all these Middle-earth dwarves, a chainsaw, and Thor's hammer. That is the deck. That's the world we live in. I don't know how that works out in reality, but can we switch to goblins after the next match? Possibly. We will relatively soon. Another match or two. We'll see how long this match goes, but we'll switch to goblins relatively soon. First time catching this stream. Hey, welcome, Edward. Good to have ya. Yeah, I mean, this seems fine. We'd start with a Leyline Axe. We do not have our little Mauler friend, but we got Thorin, who is quickly becoming one of my favorite cards in this deck. The dwarves made Thorin's hammer and also invented chainsaws. Exactly. I guess we play Killy because I really want to hit a land next turn. If it lives, we get to draw a card. Please no Requiting Hex. I think it's the Great Goblin, I think is the new one. Well, let's play Giat. Draw a card. I don't even know if we want to loot here. I guess we can get rid of a Dane's Company, probably. Yeah, let's get rid of a Dane's Company. Into another Killy. Well, this should equip for free, right? Equip it to the Killy. Play the land on red. Hitcha. Do you think there's any room for Cloud, Buster Sword, or any of the Final Fantasy Equipment Matter cards? I mean, we do got Gyat. He's a Final Fantasy Equipment Matters card. I put 1 copy of Buster Sword in a lot of my equipment decks because I think it's cool. And I end up sideboarding it out almost every game because just like in practice, 3 to cast and 2 to equip is kind of tough. Cloud I could see. One of the things I was thinking is, man, it would be nice to have an equipment tutor in this deck. So I could see Cloud. I don't know how much the dwarf synergies matter, if like being a non-dwarf is going to be a problem, but I could see trying Cloud. I guess if you play a Cloud, then playing 1 Buster Sword makes even more sense. But my experience with Buster Sword has been, it's actually kind of tricky to use. Well, that's Dragonfire Blade. Draw land, loot away Achille. Ooh, Mjolnir. Well, I mean, we get to equip this for free to the Achille. And then I guess we just keep going. Dane Ironfoot. Make it equipment. Put it on Gyat. And we're just going to keep these, I think. I mean, that's actually a lot of damage. This deck is actually dealing a surprising amount of damage. Question, why Goldfish Channel doesn't share videos from other creators where Goldfish Crew is present? Like when the crew plays a game with Kibler at Commander at Home. Ooh, like, I mean, I guess that's a good point, actually. I guess we could post them in, like, an opponent's cannot keep up with the dwarves. Wait, I don't want to say this 2.5 games in, chat, but did we break it? Did we break it? Did we break it day one? Day one, Hobbit, Bannings, broke it with dwarves. So far, we haven't really been losing with this deck. With the 1-drop in specific, and then also with Achille, it is free to equip. So maybe that changes the equation enough to make it worth it. I think, like I said, I'd be more excited about it if there was a Cloud to tutor it up. I think this is the one of naturally, I guess you have the same issue with Basilisk Collar and stuff, like your odds of drawing it not super high. Cloud would be very good with this deck. You'd also play Kellen as like a Cloud effect. I don't know. Cloud is probably just better, I guess, overall, but like they're both like fine. So I could see going more like tutory. The question would be, what do we cut? Like, I'm honestly, there hasn't been a card in the deck so far where I've been like, eh. The closest is Leyline Axe, is very high ceiling, low floor. Like, we saw the game where we just had 2 and put it on the Mauler and just, it won the game all by itself instantly. And it felt amazing. We've also seen games where it just gets stuck in our hand and doesn't do anything, but I think it's gotta be worth it, right? It gotta be worth it. Yeah, I'm not as worried about the green being dead thing. Like, I know why people think that. I know why people feel that. Like, it makes sense that people would think and feel that. Because before Badger Bowl Cup came around, we did legitimately go through a very long period of time when... what else can we cut? I kind of want 2 split-ups. Although, actually, Mjolnir kind of does the same. Yeah, let's try it like that. 1 split-up. There is not, I don't believe, a Graveyard Hate equipment in Standard. There's no Lion Sash anymore, or whatever that was. But I feel like it's been so long that maybe... Oh, we got the combo. All right, let's see if our opponent passes the removal check. We are in the draw this time, but... All right, removal check time. They thought it was over with Badger Bowl Cup being banned. But then they printed Dwarven Mauler. Can you pass the removal check? Hey. Oh, what is up, Viteria? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Opponent, voice of victory. Not gonna even try to pass the removal check. Opponent's just gonna take the 8-ball to the face here. I'm kind of loving this deck. Opponent gonna get in with Infestations. Sure, that is acceptable. Inspiring Vantage, and I mean Leyline Axe, and also let's Leyline Axe, and let's smack you a little bit. Found it, take it 8. Candyman, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. So chat, if we switch to another deck, elves or goblins, which one are you more hyped for? Yeah, doesn't it seem like the Lonely Mountain should be... Doesn't it seem like the Lonely Mountain should be legendary? Wow, opponent has split up. Okay. I did not see your comment, Stone Rain. Can you send it again, or your format idea? First time catching the stream, do you see any potential in a dragon deck? The new board wipe in Smog, maybe at Boros Dragons. I think there's potential. Oh, missing land drop's not great here. Well, let's take Killy, I guess. We need to get some mana going. The first hit on Arena was Ixalan. I think they should make a format that's Ixalan and up. It could be called Arena format. Ooh. So that would be, what, like 3 years different than Pioneer? 4, maybe? Something like that. When did, I'll have to look at the exact dates. Ixalan was what, 2017? I mean, I could see that. It lines up very nicely. It lines up very nicely with Arena for sure. So I could definitely see the upside of having it just be like, here's a format with everything that's been in Arena's history being legal. So I think that could be cool. I could see that. I do wonder about in paper if it's different enough from Pioneer, but that doesn't really matter on Arena, right? Is there a specific amount of thank yas when someone enters the fishbowl? Not really, but I think I tend to say it 3 times a lot of the time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, let's get down this Killy. Free equip. I mean, this at least gains us back a bunch of life. This having lifelink is actually kind of huge here. Dane's Company, like, gaining 6s is actually kind of swinging this game. And we're doing this while being super mana screwed, by the way. I've been running Improv Capstone, Adventureland, Colorstorm Sailing deck. They did okay in the Euro tournament. I'm excited to see how it plays in the new format. Improv Capstone's so fun. Yeah, I think that's that was a Matai Zedekai deck, right? I think, or his team that first did that deck. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, that's true. Sometimes there is a 4th one, isn't there? Of the Goldfish crew, are you the only one going to Atlanta, Seth? It's kind of TBD. So I think Tomer put in a thing about possibly doing Commander Clash live, and if that's actually a thing, and that means that people from Europe have their trip paid for doing Commander Clash live, then I think there's a much higher chance of the, like, Phil or Tomer going. I think it's mostly just kind of a finance thing, that it's expensive to go to Atlanta from Europe. So I think that's kind of TBD. So there could be a world where, like, everyone except Richard goes, and then there could be a world where it's basically me. I think Morgan's gonna go. Anyway, just because it's not that far for him and he wants to. This leaves you... Oh, I guess they can sack something to not be dead? Wait, no, they are dead, right? If they don't have removal... If they don't have removal, they're dead here, I think, right? Oh, no, they gained back 1 more, so they're going to go to 1? No, we have boots. We have Dust Boots. They need something. They need a blocker. In fact, okay. Opponent's at 9. No, but we have First Strike. So this equips for free. Wow. Well, let's play the Lavas per Boots. Draw a card. Do we attack? I think we have to attack, right? Yeah, get in there. Hit you for 8. Gain back the life. It's got trample. That's not going to save you. Oh, man. Yeah, opponent gets triggers. Opponent goes to 3. We go to 13. Hey, Seth, if you'd like to take a look at the Rafsteer combo deck I put together, very rough deck's still being tested. Yeah, send me a link. I'd love to see what you're actually trying to do with it. Oh, no. Feel free to, if I miss your question, Tyler, feel free to keep asking, because between like the two chats and looking at the game, sometimes I just miss stuff, but I really try to answer as much as I can. But yeah, I'd love to see the combo deck. Yeah, we are, what, 14 cards in? 2 lands? I think if we had hit our 3rd land, we would have won this pretty easily. As it is, we might still win it if they don't have removal, but it is definitely not easily, and it's not guaranteed. So if we block... Alright, we gotta do math. So opponent swings with everything. They get 2 1/1s. 4. They're gonna sack one of them. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. Yeah, I think we got a chump. Alright. Well, it all comes down to this. What do you got, opponent? Show us that removal spell to end it. That also does it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Nah, that was brutal. If only we'd hit the lands. That actually made me feel pretty good about the deck, honestly. It's one of those games where you never want to lose, right? The goal is never to lose. But but that was one of those games where it felt like the deck performed well and we just didn't have the resources. So I came away from it feeling kind of good about the deck. Is there any way for you to finish the answer of sharing, linking the content for Goldfish Crew from different channels? So yeah, so I'd have to look into it. The main thing would be everyone just kind of does their own thing. So we'd have to kind of, I guess, come up with a system where, like, if Crim does another show, we'd have to have a system for kind of, like, letting someone know when it's going up, so then we could post it somewhere. So I think that's definitely something to look into. I think it's a good idea that, like, if Crim goes on game nights, it would make sense that there would be a way to let, all the Goldfish subscribers know that it's happening. Not sure the best way to do it. I don't think it wouldn't be reposting the content because it's not our content, but maybe like a community tab post or something. There's got to be some way to do it. So I think it's a good idea to try to let people know, because you probably missed some stuff, right? You don't necessarily know every Commander show or everything people are. So I think it's a really good idea to find a way to let people know when people do another show. I don't really know the exact best system for it yet, but I will definitely think about it, because I actually think it's a very good idea. Yeah, like a YouTube community tab post. That was the first thing that came to my mind, is like the way that would make the most sense to do it. Well, if our opponent's playing Sephiroth, I guess we actually just want to bring in the rest in pieces. We'll go down one of our Bofors. Maybe we go 3 Leyline Axes. And go down 1 Giat. Let's try it like that. The rest in pieces does shut down a lot of their shenanigans. With the content you can add channel as co-creator, so it would pop up on the channel. Yeah, we've done that a couple of times, but I think that would probably have to be initiated by... Ooh, I mean, we're gonna keep this, but I think it would probably have to be initiated by the other people who are making the content. But if they wanted to do like a collab thing, that would be a possibility too. Hey Seth, haven't got your stream in a while. How you doing? I used to watch regularly, but was a long time ago. Although I remember watching you do Rough Drafts Modern Masters. Oh man, the infamous giant baiting draft. Infamous giant baiting draft. With all the giant baitings and Thunder Asks, were still one of my all-time favorite streams. That's still one of my all-time favorite streams, honestly. It was so good. Oh, that was so good. Oh, so many. Was it 5 giant baitings or something? And it actually worked. And we went 3-0 back in the Moto stream days. Voice of Victory. Well, let's play this Giat. See if we can loot our way into some lands. Not a land. We'll discard a Mauler. Oh man, the draw land challenge seems impossible with this match. Sephiroth! Just for you, Stone Rain. Hi me haha me himu. He me haha me himu. Speaking of the Moto stream days, are you gonna dwarf up some Hammer Time? Probably. I've been thinking I should play Modern more often. Like, I don't think it'll ever go back to... I think there was a time when we played more Modern than any other format on the channel. I don't know if we'll go back to that point, but I have been thinking I should probably play some more modern. I should probably play a little more modern. So I think there's a good chance. Pound at Deep Cavern Bat, picking apart our hand. Ah, that Rest in Peace was gonna be good too. Alright, opponent's gonna take a Dwarven Mauler, interesting. And pass. Well, let's play Dragon Fireblade. Draw a card. Not a land. Loot. Get rid of a... Man, I really want the Killy. We gotta get rid of it, though. Get rid of Killy. Oh, my goodness. How about Lava Spur Boots? Let's try that one. Let's loot. Get rid of the Dwarven Mauler. Oh, yay. Just mathematically, I feel like the odds of drawing 2 lands and 15 cards. We gotta hypergeometric calculator this. We have a new super chat. From Brian Stoke, $10. Thank you so much. Says, pair character bowing down saying thank you. Oh, well, thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Rabble Master, welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you. All right, we gotta calculate this. It's been a while since we pulled up the calculator. How unlucky is it? So 60 cards. 23, I believe, lands. 15 cards, 2. It's got to be low, right? Oh, 99.7 to draw. Yes. Pretty unlikely. Pretty unlikely to draw 2 lands. Okay. Opponent getting in. Well, we'll do a little blocking. Down to 17. Opponent. Why are we so bad at drawing lands today? Or not even today, just this match. Like, this match, we have not been able to draw lands. I wonder, could Sephiroth be a thing now that the bannings have happened? There's so many things to revisit. That's one of the actual upsides of Standard being so big. The downside is we almost never get a shake-up. Wow. The downside is we almost never get a shake-up. The upside is that when there is one of those rare shakeups, there actually feels like there are endless possibilities. Well, Social Snub is actually kind of a blowout here. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's a land card. It happened. I think we have to chainsaw this Voice of Victory, though. Let's chainsaw the Voice of Victory. Play the Dwarven Mauler. Equip Das Boots. Heck yeah. Dwarven Mauler actually feels pretty good. Probably not going to watch the Blake stream today. If you want to jump over and watch it, go for it. I'm curious what they say about Legacy. If they actually announce a format panel or something. But I'm probably going to watch it later. With New Standard, I don't want to give up an hour of playing New Standard to watch the Wizard stream at the moment. Thorn at Morcio. Well, that probably needs to die. I'll play the land. Yeah, I think we just kill Morcio. Let's play Thorin. FT King. Equip to you. Kill you. Rev up the chainsaw. And, well, I mean, here comes the Mauler. They can block it, unfortunately. Opponent does block it. Hey, Doug, for the 93rd month. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. You sent me the deck list to my Goldfish team. All right, let me... Did you send it to, like, Saffron Olive, mtggoldfish.com? Or Seth? Either one. They go to the same place. But I will keep an eye out for it because I'd really like to see what it looks like. Thank you. I don't see it there yet, but maybe it'll pop up in a minute. What about Bejeweled Passage and Elven Pass, or Bejeweled Rarg and Elven Passage in the Shapeshifter deck? That seems reasonable. I mean, Elven Passage seems seen... Wait, can you kill that somehow? Is this social snub part 2? That would actually kind of be annoying. I mean, they need to do something, or this mauler is kind of just mauling them. But I was looking at the mauler. Wow, so many donations today, so many super chats. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. From Kane's World, $10 super chat, small token. I'm happy Shocklands are back in standard, but disappointing the Shocklands are. But I'm disappointed the Shocklands are reprinted. Do you think we'll see other dual land types like bicycle lands back in standard? Yeah, I think honestly. Do we just Mjolnir here? How do we do this? So I think, honestly, I think that they really wanted to do Star Trek because they were afraid it wasn't going to sell well. So I really think that is the reason that they put them in Star Trek, even though they'd already reprinted them. It also fixes the rotation issue, but I do think we'll see other land cycles. I don't think we're going to always just have Shocks in Standard or anything. I don't think that's the new baseline. I think it just happened to work out this way this time. So if we pitch Mjolnir, they sack these two, they have a Bart. If we play Mjolnir, that's got to be better. Let's play Mjolnir. We can play Mjolnir, kill the Bart. And then equip Mjolnir and just put our opponent in a very, very tough position. Wow, opponent just lets it go. Okay, and then let's shock. And I guess we put this on the Thorn. And get in there. Here comes the dwarves. What do you think? We didn't even talk about the Star Trek spoilers. What do you think of the Star Trek? Wow, opponent, are you dead? No, opponent goes to 1. Opponent just takes it. They just take it. And we have a hasty, an opponent scoops it up, and I mean, I know it's gold. I know it's day 1. Not gold anymore. We kind of just smacked everybody with dwarves. Okay, I mean, we will switch. I said we'd switch to another deck. We'll try the Goblin deck. I am absolutely kind of shocked. That kind of felt real. Like, this kind of felt like a real deck. Vivify Valor, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank ya. So goblins are kind of funny because they're actually pretty budget friendly in paper. Yeah, Star Trek gives me the vibes of Doctor Who. It's very Doctor Whoian. It's a Whoian set. Alberto for the 22nd month. Hey Seth, greetings from Italy. What about an update on your mono white vehicle deck for Pioneer? Ooh, the Mr. Plow deck for Pioneer for the next season of competitive Magic. That is a good idea. It is almost Pioneer time. So we're gonna switch. I'll try to do that, Alberto. Thank you for the idea. So this deck, I gotta say, other than struggling to hit lands and maybe 20, it's 22. Maybe I was just being too greedy with 22 lands. Maybe we got to be like 23. Like, we do want to get to 4. I was thinking, like, technically we pitch this. This hopefully comes into play for free. And our curve is very low. But we do want to get to Thorin. And we also have, like, the looting, but still, like, it might be a land. It's probably a land short. It's probably a land too greedy. So I'd probably change that. Maybe we go 3 leyline axes and +1 mountain or something. But I actually feel like this deck very much outperformed. Like, it performed way better than I expected. I thought it would be cool, but I didn't necessarily expect it to be good. But this time it was actually good. But let's do some goblining. Let's try some goblining. If you could pick one Magic character to get 2 cards in Reality Fracture, what would it be? Oh. Hang on, sorry, my phone was giving me like a fraud alert, but I don't know what that means because it says, did you spend $0 in Google Chrome? So I don't know. But my number one is Venser. Like I've always loved Venser. It's my favorite planeswalker. So I would love to see Venser come back, especially since Venser's kind of dead. And I think it would make sense in the context of Jace's mind, right? He's controlling the reality. So in Jace's mind reality, couldn't he be alive somehow? That seems possible. It seems like it would work. So this deck, I'm going to improve the mana base. So I built this to be a budget deck, and we might do it as a budget Magic deck. The main deck is basically the same that I would play anyway. Like, I don't think that really changes much of anything other than probably another Shoot the Sheriff. However, the one place you can see the budget aspect is in the mana base. So I think since we're not really playing budget at the moment, we might as well toss in some more dual lands in Cavern. Just to be a little smoother, especially after all of our mana trouble last match. Is Cavern, how necessary is Cavern? I guess it's got to be better than Eclipsed Realm, right? There's really no reason not to. And we might as well. Wait, well, we're playing on Arena. We might as well toss the Cavern in there. All right, so goblins. What are we doing with goblins? Why are we playing goblins? So goblins, one of the big creature types from Lorwyn Eclipsed. However, they didn't really get there with Lorwyn Eclipse, in part because we maybe didn't quite have enough goblins, and in part because the meta was so broken. But then we went to the Hobbit, and the Hobbit gave us some really, really spicy goblins, with the biggest being the Great Goblin, which honestly, if they just put that in Lorwyn Eclipsed, like, look at that compared to something like Grub. That could easily be Grub's husband, I guess, yeah. But, like, they even look like they fit in Lorwyn Eclipse, the goblins that we're getting from the Hobbit for the most part. So, the Great Goblin deals 2 damage to our opponent whenever we put a counter, 1 or more counters on a Goblin, Orc, or Army. And then when one of our Goblins die, we impulse draw a card and we play it to the next turn. So this is our big new payoff. The idea of this deck is we have army tokens that put counters on things like Azog. Champion of the Weird, this is kind of our combo kill. If we make a bunch of goblins, Champion of the Weird, and Blight a bunch of times, we just burn our opponent out of the game with the Great Goblin. We also get some Blood Artist action with Bogart Cursecrafter. We have Blog's Company to ramp us into our bigger threats. We have Azog, another new goblin from the Hobbit, which can blow up one of our opponent's things or one of our things and draw us a card. Mudbutton Curse Tosser, good with getting blown up. I'm trying Statellite Stalker. This one I was on the fence about. I was looking for goblins that worked with the Great Goblin's counter theme, and this seemed like one that could be good there. As long as we descend, have something go into our graveyard, it gets a counter on our end step. It saw a little bit of modern play, so we know it's like relatively powerful. So that's kind of the idea. We are missing one of the biggest challenges with goblins, which, and I don't know how to resolve this, but like, a lot of the best goblins are 3 mana. Like, that is, if you just look at the 3-drop goblins, there's a million. Like, Bogart Mischief's really good. Azog's really good. We got a bunch of Grubs, which I think is good in this deck because we're more sacky. Taster Wares is really good. Ravonian Rampager was on my list of maybe playable goblins. Breaches is not bad, even though it's not super thematic. We have... Also, Howl Squad Heavy somewhere is really, really good. I want to find a way to make this Krenko work, but I don't know how to get enough artifacts in the deck to actually turn on its ability. I think it'd have to be a different deck. But there's just a lot of 3-drop goblins that I would want to play in this deck. So that is, I think, the biggest pinch with this deck, is a lot of your best cards are concentrated at 3, which is probably why, if you're wondering where Howl Squad Heavy or something is, I want to try the new goblins, and it's just kind of a numbers game. Maybe we end up with like 1 Howl Squad Heavy or something, but that's essentially the plan of the deck. And then the sideboard, I need to update slightly because the sideboard was very budget and also very focused on Badger Mole Cub decks still existing. Chat, help me out with this one, chat. I have a question for you. What is our best? Let's say we want to play some source of card advantage for control in this deck. In the sideboard, do we play in Holy Annex, even though it's not goblin-y? Do we play We could play more decorum dissertations. Maybe that is the way to go. I feel like a braid is good, but if we're not going to be restricted by the budget, we might as well embrace it. A braid gets rid of stuff. Nameless is cute. Oh, let me look, Cast. If I'll give it another check. Maybe we just do it like that. Oh, what about a sweeper? Man, let's just try it. Let's do 2 decorum dissertations. See if they kill us. All right, goblin time. Hexing Squelcher. I just don't know how worried about counters I am, especially with us having caverns in the deck. But we could play Squelcher. I could see, yeah, the ward is also nice against control, I guess. Obsessive Pursuit's not bad. I could see trying Obsessive Pursuit too. Are you going to build any MB Commander decks? Grandmother Gotti and Jab. Wait. Oh, there's so many Mystery Booster Commanders I want to build. I mean, the first one I'm going to build, I'm pretty sure is the Battlewitz deck. We gotta build Battlewitz. Huh, I don't know why. I still don't see an email from you. Huh. I mean, you can also just put the deck list link in the chat if you want to. I'm not sure why. Maybe it'll still pop up in the email, but let's try some goblins. Yeah, Wits, I mean, I think that is the most unique one, right? Like, Wits is the most unique one. Out of the new rule breakers, honestly, I do think the Mystery Booster Commanders are honestly probably the best commander set of commanders they've ever made. Like, they're so incredibly good. They're just so incredibly good. So I think there's a ton of good ones, but Wits immediately jumps out. But if you just look through these, like, I want to build a bunch of these. I think this thing's really cool that gives all your equipment living weapon. I think that's a really interesting commander. This Ooze commander, also very interesting. I definitely have to build around the Nephilim commander at some point, wherever that is. And even some of them that people aren't that excited about, that are like kind of far down this list, most of them are just really unique, interesting, fun designs. And they also don't look super overpowered to me, which I think is exactly where you want to be. Like, good, fun, but not overpowered. I think that's like the sweet spot. We will just behold a blogs company. I think that's kind of the sweet spot, right? That's kind of the sweet spot for new commander design. So I don't know, what's the Mystery Booster commanders you all are building around? The only problem is, like, how Unluckiest Planeswalkers also. Out of the rule breakers, Wits, Unluckiest Planeswalker, those are my top 2. And the rest of them, they're fine, but I think they're actually, like, significantly less interesting. I honestly, the rule breakers, we actually recorded a podcast about the rule breakers that's going up in a few days. And I feel like the rule breakers, I honestly wish they went further with them. I feel like they did not go as far as I would have wanted them to go, as far as actually breaking the rules. Like, I think they could have broken the rules more, and I would have been happy with it. Oh, the flavor on Joven and Chandler is so good. Huh, yeah, so the big issue with Mystery Boosters is accessibility. That is, oh boy, Izzet's back. We got out of gold and we're back to Izzet. That is the big issue with Mystery Boosters. I don't know how we're reasonably going to access the cards in the near future. Like, it's rough. It's rough. Like, but right now they only exist from a handful of people doing an event at Gen Con. I guess at the next Magic Con, there'll be more of them, but it's still like Festival in the Box or you being at Magic Con. So I'm just not sure how people are going to get the cards. Together we can. Outside of that, though, it seems very good in basically every way. This is not great. Not great. So what do we even do here? We just Champion of the Weird on the Stalker. I mean, I guess we just send both at the Ral. Hit the Ral.
Careful.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Doesn't feel great, but Champion of the Weird, go. The problem is this Ral, though. Like, we just don't have a way to kill this Ral. Ah, I found it. I found it. The email's arrived. Hey, thank you. Thank you for getting it to me. So opponent gonna get in. This has to be a trap, right? It's gotta be. It must be. Sure. We'll take 2. We'll take 2. We're not gonna risk it. Do your worst with your whatever impractical joke. Oh, wow, they're gonna give up their Ral, I think. Okay, things might be looking slightly up. Oh, they are literally gonna give up the Ral, but they're gonna trigger their monument a bunch with the Ral before they die. Opponents. Hits us down to 10, plays an island, another flow state. Friggin' is it? Sure. Opponent draws a bunch more cards, passes. I'll go to combat, kill the Ral, hit your face.
This is an unexpected outcome.
Well, I think we just gotta pass. Oh, this monument, though. This monument, though. So many flow states. So many flow states. So, what do you think of the rule breakers? Like, did you feel like they broke the rules enough to actually be exciting? Well, we gotta kill the Otter. Not sure it's enough, but we gotta try. Opponent passes. We draw a Cavern. I'll go to combat. Smack ya. Opponent. Down to 6. I mean, okay. Cavern on Goblin. Is there a world? Yeah, we just gotta pass, right? We just gotta pass. They can Agna Quella, trigger the monument. I mean, this is super close, especially with this Burst Lightning. We hit him down to 2. Opponent discards We Say Thee Nay. Yeah, we're gonna do this now while they're tapped out. All right, this is it. Opponent untaps. Can you make us die? Opponent. 2 monuments is not enough, right? They can hit us to 1 with monument, artist talent to go with the monument. Okay, so this is like lessons without Grand, essentially. Is it enough? Opponent reading, counting, looking. Tap land. Upkeep. Loot. We got him. And opponent scoops it up. Wow. Wait, we haven't lost today, have we? I like the rule breakers. Because they let you make 5 color swap for one specific thing. You can have 5 color angels, but all the removal ramp has to be white. That is one of the things I like about them. I like the idea of being able to power down. To be able to power down 5 color commanders, I think that's actually super cool. Dylan Hunter, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup chip for you. Here's my criticism. If you want my criticism, and this is just my magic design feedback, I guess. But here was my take. Like, I love the mechanic. I hope they make more of the mechanic. I see Wits is like the perfect rule breaker because it actually allows you to do something that you couldn't do before in Commander. The rest of them, like, they aren't as much like that. I will say something like the Angel one. Here's what I really thought would be cool. And I hope Wizards, if you're watching, this is a freebie. Use it next time when you do another Mystery Booster Commander Edition. But like Saluma, if you read this card, I think it's really neat that you can play Angels of any color. My criticism of the card is its second ability is just a generic angel ability. When it deals combat damage, reanimate an angel. A fine ability, but you know what would be super cool? If the second ability somehow encouraged you or rewarded you for breaking the rules. If it was like, when it deals combat damage, do a thing for each thing outside of your color identity that you control. Something like that. For like, there's ways that you could word it to kind of make them synergize, the two abilities synergize with each other more. And I think that would be really, really neat if it rewarded you specifically for breaking the rules that it allows you to break. So I think that's something they could explore more in the future, but I hope we get more of them. I also feel like they might have went kind of safe. Oh, accessibility is the number one issue. I also feel like they might have went kind of safe. I feel like they might have went kind of safe with they might have went kind of safe with these just because there is a pretty easy comparison to things like companions, even partners, eminence. Like there's a bunch of comparisons to broken mechanics in the past. So I wouldn't be surprised if for this initial run, Wizards was kind of like, you know what? Let's make really sure we don't break anything. And then if this goes okay next time, we can juice him a little bit more. Yeah, that's our champion of the weird. Well, let's play the land pass the turn. This hand seems fine-ish. Oh, Bilbo. That's an actual Bilbo. We be Bilboing. Okay. Well, I guess, so if we play this, they can do Bilbo stuff, which is awkward. If we play this and they kill it, we kill Bilbo. But that uses our mana really poorly. Yeah, I think we just Curse Crafter. If they kill it, they kill it. Time to take Bilbo down to Goblin Town indeed. Wow, opponent just passes. That perfectly explains my concern with Bilbo in Standard. I think its ability is really powerful, but needing to attack, I feel like, might make snowballing with it trickier than it seems. So I think we Dark Fortress. Go to combat. Get in with the Curse Crafter. Seer Slicer Goblin. Wow, opponent all about them counters. All right, well, play the Curse Tosser. I am past turn. Oh, we will look at the combo deck in a minute too. I have it pulled up. After this game, remind me and we'll pull it up. Opponent finds her flow state, gonna draw some cards. So they're playing a lot of counters. Wow, opponent's gonna get in. Cast another flow state. Hits us, draws some more cards. And a sleight of hand. Oh, there's Great Goblin. Man, I want to play Great Goblin, but I think we need to do this first. We got to kill the Bilbo. Oh, I'm dumb. I should have attacked first. Oops. All right, we did leave a couple points of damage on the table there. That's, you know, give me the punt for that. Give me the punt. I was thinking about Great Goblins, but yeah, should have sequenced it slightly different. Hit you to 14. About it. We got a handful of cards, but what can you do with them? Yes, yes. Bring on the punts. These card sleeves were an April Fool's card sleeve from a few years ago. Avengers Disassemble is kind of brutal here. We do get a bunch of drain triggers, but that is still kind of brutal. Opponent land. Flow state number 40 million. We draw even more lands. I feel like this is where Great Goblin's going to be at the worst. Like, it's just going to die and give no value. Yeah, this one might be over. This one, I mean, our opponent's just drawn so many friggin' cards. It turns out that 3 flow states, fully powered, is a lot of cards. And there's a Ral. And makes an Otter. Play as a tap land. Oh no. Oh no. Only lands. Okay. I mean, this is all we can do. Get into your face. And opponent has burst lightning. Yeah. We're getting close to the just scoop him up point, I think. Well, let's Champion of the Weird. Behold our enchantment. Play the land. We have a new super chat from Wacky Warrior, $10 super chat. I want to say I'm 2 days off from my birthday. Hey, happy birthday! And I want to say I appreciate your content for what feels like nearly a decade at this point. Thank you for the jank and for the love of magic. Well, Wacky Warrior, I hope you have an amazing birthday. Thank you for the kind words and also for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is not looking good. Not looking good. I mean, I guess in this case, like, Bilbo, yes, it died. It couldn't attack every time. But maybe just being an extra, like, they did cast a flow state with it. And maybe just an extra flow state is good enough. Bilbo seems good with the Azorius Temple card since you can double up removal and play stuff like High Noon, so they can't double spell. That actually, I could see that. High Noon does change the equation for a lot of things. About it. How can we get in 8 points of damage? No. All right. We've reached the let's just scoop him up stage. Pound it. Burst lightning attacks. No blocks. Down to 22. Opponent passes. We draw duress. Well, I mean, duress, you might as well. Would have been nice earlier. I'll take the monument, and I mean, I guess we just attack. Get in there. Yeah, opponent gonna trade with the Thor. Opponent not gonna trade with the Thor. They are going to trade with the Thor. All right, opponent trades with Thor. Sure, they kind of had to. Yeah, we've just flooded. Pass the turn. Opponent ops. Did you ever play Comeuppance in Standard? I believe we did play. I believe we played a Comeuppance deck, right? We played a Fog Comeuppance deck. Was it in Standard? I think it was. I definitely remember that I definitely remember playing it. I'm pretty sure it was in Standard. Ooh, Decree of Silence would be a good one to teach Arena Zoomers about. Trinosphere? Trinosphere would be a fun one. I'd really love. I don't know if they'll do it because it's so brutal, but Trinosphere would be a good one. I'll play Grub. But opponent can counter it because of the Thor. Well, considering our opponent outdrew us by 10 cards. So we play the Grub. I guess we get back the Cursor. Like, our best bet's probably just to play enough Blood Artists that our opponent dies. But if we play anything here, then they counter it and kill the Grub, so it still doesn't really do anything. So I guess we just have to pass, but then they card draw on. Yeah, none of this matters because of the Thors. None of this actually matters. Maybe it was Historic we played it in. Was it Historic? All right, sure, we'll call it good. Is it? I mean, Thor's become one of the better cards in Standard, that's for sure. Although I think Thor is like, I think this is a good kind of strong card. Like, it's 5 mana, right? Like, that's where you want the power to be. Like, if 5 mana things can take over a snowball and win the game, that's just gonna be part of Magic. That's gotta be part. Like, that's perfectly acceptable, fine. I think the problem comes when those kind of cards end up being 2 mana or 1 mana. And I think Wizards knows that now, too. I mean, they've known it for a year. They keep saying it, but maybe we're actually getting to the point where we're going to see that reflected in set design, because it just takes so long, because they design sets 2, 3, even more, maybe, with some UB sets in the future. So I think they do. I think they have learned that you can't print Badger Mole Cubs or these early snowballing repeatable advantage mana engine cards. But it's just going to take who knows how long until they filter through the system. Strategic Betrayal, maybe? What are the odds of that not just getting an otter token? Let's go down the Burst Lightnings. Go up to shoot the Sheriffs to kill the Thors and just run it like that. What's scarier, Thor or the Scarab God? Ooh. Ooh. That's actually a good comparison that I haven't thought about, Doug. I think the answer is probably Thor. I think Thor does a lot of what the Scarab God does, except it mostly just does it faster, right? Like, hey, welcome, Conk. Good to have you, Conk Kingdom. I think it does essentially the same thing. It just does it faster than Scarab God does. Because Scarab God was 4 mana, right? To activate, and you had to... Seriously, you just have every counter in existence. Well, hang it down to 18. Opponent. Gonna play a River Pyre Verge. Sleight of Hand. It's actually kind of hoping they just play a Bilbo there, and then we could Azog this Curse Tosser. Opponent passes. Well, go to combat. Get in, hit ya. Play a Seer Slicer. No. Okay, I was gonna say you can't actually have 2 spell snares. How many are you possibly playing? Living mediocre. They probably have the sweeper though. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Honestly, maybe they need to stop printing 1 mana cantrips in Standard. Like, maybe they've talked a lot about 1 mana plays. Like, they might have to just stop printing 1 mana cantrips. Like, that might be what they have to do. Well, that's Champion of the Weird. Get down to 5/5. Exile the Curse Crafter. Pass the turn. We have not been able to get together Champion of the Weird with Great Goblin. That has not happened. Although our opponent is, I mean, kind of taking the beatdowns here. They're casting lots of cantrips, but they're also taking damage. I'll go to combat, get in, hit ya. Opponent down to 9. Play a Statellite Stalker. Can we do anything with this Azog? Let's just wait. Pass the turn. Found it. More ops, more looting. Trying to find some answers. Down to 9. It's gonna be close. About it. Impractical Joke, the Champion of the Weird, discards a Ral. So it's gonna be the whole multiple removal spells to kill Champion of the Weird plan. They have the Sweeper again, another one. Burst Lightning, okay. Kills the Champion of the Weird. We get back our Curse Crafter. Opponent draws a new hand. With the Flow State. We were so close. Oh, if we could cast that, it'd be so good. Well, hit you for 1. Play the Curse Crafter. This Decorum Dissertation would probably win us the game if we could add 1 more mana there. Oh, opponent. Oh, so close. Monument to Endurance. Opponent loots away a card. And has even more removal. Loots, triggers, monument. Yeah, we're hard locked. We are hard locked. Pound it. Sleight of hand. Triggers. Have they just drawn every 1-mana cantrip? My god. 3 ops, 2 sleight of hands, and a flow state. Well, it seems like Izzet's gonna be just fine. If you were worried that Izzet might be struggling, I would say probably don't. I wouldn't worry about it. I think Izzet might just survive, chat. They might just survive. Found it. Untaps and has a monument, has an artist talent. Gonna play sleight of hand number 3. All right, so they literally have found almost every 1-mana cantrip. Draws a card. I mean, they're gonna start casting 1-mana cantrips at some point because they will have used them all. We have seen 14 cards. They have seen 30. little difference as far as how many cards we've seen. Found it. And it's so hard to fizzle, right? Because you can just loot away all your lands when you have this set up. Opponent. Avengers Dissus. Oh, wait. Do we have a land? Do we have enough basics? How many basics do we have? Oh, they can blow it up. Oh, god dang it. This Decorum Dissertation is lethal. Pitch it a 2. Play the Curse Crafter. We could have got him with the... Oh, we could have got him. We could have got him with the 5-mana bird spell if only we had drawn 1 more land. Found it. Thor, God of Thunder. Gonna flash something back. I mean, okay, it comes down to this. We need to top deck the land. Magic gods, please. Please, magic gods, please. Found it. Trigger. I mean, it's the game. It is a game. Found it. Loots away. Kills the Curse Crafter. Okay, land. Untap land. Ah! Yay! And we're dead. And we are dead. Get in with the Champion of the Weird. Man. Oh, brutality. Magic gods. Oh, come on now. I mean, now I'm 99% sure we just die to Monument, right? Because we're at 6. So they just need to trigger. They need any instant bait. They trigger during their turn, trigger during our turn. They get to loot a million times. Like, that was the window. And Traumatic Critique. Man. Oh. That one hurts. Because we actually had it on lock, right? Like, we actually had we did it. We did it against our opponent drawing half their deck and us not. Like, our goblins were slogging through. We just ended up 1 land short. Like, 1 land short of lethal. Hey, what's up, Cat Cam? Did you ever get draft much Conspiracy or Conspiracy 2? I did not. I maybe drafted them like once or twice. I think they're cool. From what I remember, drafting them the tiny bit I did, I think they're really built for draft, and some of the cards that are draft focused that changes how the draft worked, really fun to just like draft casually with friends. The problem is, because those cards don't really work in digital, they never put them online, as far as I know, on Moto or Arena. So I can never do a bunch of drafts of them. So I think, from what I remember, really fun like casual draft format with your friends, kind of like Commander Legends or something, but not really a digital draft format. Here is let's see this combo deck. So Elven Rafsteer. So when a land enters, you can untap a creature that you control. There's Poo Poo UFO. You can tap to put a land into play. So if you have Poo Poo UFO, you have Elven Rafsteer, then you can use Poo Poo UFO to put an Aired Archway into play. When it enters, you bounce it back to your hand because it's a bounce land. That'll trigger the Elven Rafsteer to untap the Poo Poo UFO. So that's a little 3-card loop. And then if you can add a 4th card to the loop, like Saboteur, when a land enters, 1 damage to each opponent, you actually burn your opponent out. That seems like a fun against the odds idea. Unfortunately, this version's very Izzity. And I don't know. Izzit's just been so good for so long. I feel like I almost feel like it's like Badger Mole Cub, right? Like, I posted that Against the Odds Badger Mole Cub deck a couple weeks ago, and the biggest feedback I got was, essentially, it's not interesting because it's a Badger Mole Cub deck. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that anymore because Badger Mole's gone forever. But I worry this, is kind of like that just because it's been so omnipresent that I'm always a little hesitant. Same with, like, Wizard Staff. I think that's a cool card, but I'm like, do I really want to build Wizard Staff with Slickshot Show Off? Like, is that cool because it's Wizard Staff, or is that boring because, Slickshot Show Off? But I think the combo is very interesting. Cool to have a new combo in Standard. Also, like, oddly budget friendly, like, especially on Arena. Not a lot of wild cards. So yeah, I'll definitely have to get, if you get rid of the 2 Caverns of Souls, it's like incredibly cheap. Yeah, I'll definitely have to keep that in mind. The combo, I had not thought about the combos you could do with Elven Rafseer, but I'm gonna have to start thinking about it because that could be a fun Against the Odds idea. All right, let's do another Goblin. Let's do another Goblin match. Cast the ante. Let's see, what's Tundra's play saying? Seth, I think you missed lethal. Cast the ante to get back the mud button. Blight on the ante. Blight on the champion. Blight on the mud button for lethal. Do we have the mana to play all that stuff? Or you mean over the course of 2 turns? I don't think we couldn't do it all at once, right? Because we were so pinched on mana. Maybe. But then we wouldn't have been able to attack with the 5/5, so they would have hit a Thor. And if we don't get rid of the Thor, yeah, I don't know. You might be correct. I have to go back and see the actual game situation. I think the line works. The question is, do we die to Thor, or do we have enough mana to do it before we die? But I think that the line actually works, right? You should play another Capstone deck or try to push random encounter with goblins. Random encounter goblins, eh? See, I've never really built a random encounter deck with anything except very expensive mana value creatures. But it would be funny to put a bunch of goblins into play. I mean, the dwarf deck that we started off today's stream with played really well, Listfit. It played really, really well. So that actually gave me some hope. I mean, obviously it's a handful of matches on the first day of Standard on Arena. So I wouldn't like read too much into it, but it actually, like, I came away from the dwarf deck feeling like, this actually could be kind of like a real thing. Like, I feel like there's at least the potential that it could be a real thing. Here's something funny. When I first started listening to the Goldfish podcast a few years ago, everyone was complaining that Standard was too slow and grindy. Feels like a different world now. I remember what you're talking about because I have seen that same irony that like 3 years ago, the complaint was, it's all mid-range hell, right? It's just mid-range all the time. Sheoldreds and Dimir never ending. All my matches are an hour because it's Caretaker's Talent, mono white token control against Dimir mid-range every match. That was actually a thing that I remember people complaining about back then. And then it actually changed to the exact opposite. The Standard is too fast, which I still think both of those things are true. Like, I don't remember if I complained personally. I don't know if it's rose-colored glasses and I'm looking back at mid-rangey Standard and thinking, oh, that was pretty cool. And maybe back then I was like, this sucks. I'd have to go back and see what I actually said because it was like 3 or 4 years ago. But I do remember exactly what you're saying, and I do think it's pretty funny. The Vulcan Path Beast opponent's gonna get in. Ooh, okay. This Curse Tosser is gonna actually do some work here. Because now, we're finally going to see Azog go off. So we can Azog. Look at the Goblin synergies. Sack the Curse Talker. Destroy the Curse Tosser. Let me make sure I'm doing it. Destroy creature power 2 or less. Yeah, destroy the Curse Tosser. We get to draw a card. We get an army. When that dies, we blow up the Servandam. And then I guess we chip in and hit you with the Satellite Stalker down to 18. Okay, that was a nice little synergy turn. Nice little synergy turn. The Boraz, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Bonus Swamp. And how is the stream being on YouTube, Ben? Has that been an upgrade? It's funny, I've noticed some people who used to mostly be in the Twitch stream every week are now pretty consistently in the YouTube. Like, have you found that the YouTube's actually better? What's the perfect time for match in standard? 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. So do you want the answer for me or what I think the answer is for other people? Because I think for me, I don't mind, like, I do Magic all the time, right? It's what I do. So for me, matches going longer isn't, like, it's awkward if every match is, for content, it's awkward if every match is 45 minutes, because then you just end up with very long videos if you do 5 matches. So that's a slight concern, but really, I don't mind sitting down and playing a half-hour game of Magic. Like, that's fine with me. Even, like, there's some 45-minute games that are some of the most memorable games, because they're so close and back and forth and interesting. But I do think, especially in the era of Arena, of best-of-1 standard, I don't think that's what the typical person wants. Like, best of 1 would not be so popular if most people wanted half-hour games of Magic, right? Because those people would pay best of 3 because it is actually just better Magic. Even a lot of the people who play best of 1 primarily, I think even most of those people would say that. Can we attack? I mean, I guess we just swing out. I think even most of those people would say that best of 3 is a better form of Magic. They just don't have the time for it, right? So I think, I mean, I see this all the time. Even, like, I was thinking, like, my little nephew Jax or whatever, attention spans are just so short. Like, life is so sped up that it's hard for me to imagine a lot of people doing the half-hour thing at this point. So I think the actual perfect game for the average overall for the whole world of Magic players is probably, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, somewhere in that range. Like, I think that's why people play best of 1, right? So you don't have to do 3 games and it doesn't take as long. So I think that's probably overall what people want. For me, though, it's probably more like 25, something like that, I think is kind of the sweet spot. Well, I'm glad that the YouTube has been working out for people. That's a lot of bodies. I feel like goblins. I don't know if it's the matchups or it's the deck, but I feel like this is way worse than dwarves so far. Like, I feel like goblins have been significantly worse than dwarves. Hey Seth, in celebration of the Hobbit, I built an EADH deck around Sermon of many colors. But do you know about the combo with Palantir of Orthanc and cards like Spirit of the Labyrinth? Wait, okay, so Palantir. So Palantir lets you either mill or draw, depending on your opponent's choice on your end step. Spirit of the Labyrinth is players can't draw more than 1 card each turn. Wait, what is the actual combo? Is the idea that if you have a Spirit of the Labyrinth, your opponent can't draw with Palantir? That doesn't make sense, because that wouldn't be a combo for you. Man, I wanted that Great Goblin. So we have to kill this Elspeth. But how? So if we Champion of the Weird on here, we can Blight, kill this, Blight. Ugh. We could play this. Oh, let's do it this way. Let's Champion of the Weird. I think this is the best bet. I think, let's see, so we need, what, 4 Blights? 1, 2, 1, 2. So I think this works. I think we wipe our opponent's board. Champion of the Weird's actually a good card. Can you post your drafts you're playing anyway? Just uncut, pick one through the games like Newmont and Jim Davis. Uh... Oh, whoa, you mean, I see, just like make more draft videos? Yeah, I'd like to do more draft videos. Like, honestly, I draft, at least with Marvel superheroes, I drafted a ton. Like, I drafted, I don't know, I probably did 50 plus drafts of Marvel superheroes. So I don't think I post all of them, but I definitely think posting more of them would be a good thing. So I will look into trying to get more of those posted. Well, I mean, keep on blighting ya. I'm the champion of the weird. This actually might win us the game, honestly. Blight, yeah, because now we also get to kill the Elspeth. And now the end result is our opponent does not have a board, and we do have a board. And in general, that's a good place to be. They did solve their case, so I guess they can recast stuff. But at least they're doing it without an Elspeth in play. Man, that was close. I thought the Elspeth was going to run away with the game, but we might have. We might have gone away. We might have gone away with it. We may have gone away with it. Opponent on the clock. The motor is running. Opponent. Actually, another question. I mean, I actually enjoy Best of One on occasion as well. That my little thing about how long games take was not supposed to bash Best of One. If anything, I think that's the biggest thing in support of Best of One is it allows people who don't have a half hour, an hour to play Magic in a chunk to still play. And I think there's actually a lot of value in that, even if I think in general the game is like somewhat worse and more random.
Hope is never lost.
Tuka Buddy, that match was I'm pretty sure that was the longest viewer battle match I've ever played, and that match was super, super fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it too, but that was a really, really cool match. Definitely one of the highlights. Are you excited about the new Star Trek stuff, Seth? I haven't seen a single person happy to have Star Trek in Standard. You know what? After this game, we will talk slightly about Star Trek, because I learned something. I learned something with the Star Trek release that I think is interesting. How do I deal with the Southwind avatar? I guess we just blight it away? So blight on the army. Maybe this makes more. Let's Great Goblin. Let's Great Goblin. I was thinking we're gonna play the company, but I think this is better because we're just gonna get rid of. Man, let's keep it. Let's keep it. Let's shrink one of the stalkers. Drain ya with the Great Goblin. Here comes the synergies. Opponent. Down to 23. Go to combat. Hit ya. We got some new subscribers. Lama, John Robin, Sasha, the Borates. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you. Thank ya. So so Star Trek. Let's talk about Star Trek after this game, because here's what I learned. So, am I personally excited for Star Trek? Not really. No. Like, honestly, to me, it looks like Doctor Who, and Doctor Who is my least favorite universes beyond. Like, I've talked about this many times before. I don't really like IRL actor focus sets. That's just not my jam, not my thing. And I feel like Star Trek is a lot like that. The one thing I will say that makes me think Star Trek might not be as bad as some people seem to think is I do feel like, just from looking at the things they've spoiled, that the world is really big. The world is really, they've made so many episodes and went to so many places that I think maybe it won't feel too Marvel superhero-y in the sense that, yeah, I guess we'll keep that. Great Goblin popping off. In the sense that I don't think it's going to have to be 150 legendary creatures. I think they can do a lot of side characters, a lot of places they've been. So I think the actual set design might feel more cohesive than some sets. But mostly I don't really like IRL actor sets, and just like the cards are very focused on like IRL actors in a show that I never watched. The thing that was interesting to me that I learned though is the perception of this set in the Magic community and the perception of the set in the Star Trek community is incredibly different. Like, almost mind-blowingly different. Like, I was looking at a post on the Magic Reddit about the set, and it was 100% super duper ultra. We hate this negative, right? It was about as bad as it could be. Do we win here? Do we win here? Blight, yeah. Opponent down to 11. Burst Lightning. Get rid of the Servandam. Smack you with some goblins. Here they come. Opponent down to 4. And then Blight. Blight for lethal. Blight for lethal. Combo kill. Blight away the Satellite Stalker. Burn ya. Down to 2. And then Blight away the Satellite Stalker. And we go to 1, you go to 0. Woo! That was a close game. But the thing that I realized, and this is, I will show you. Let me see if I can find the thread. Okay, like, here's, like, you know what the feedback is from Magic players, but if you read what Star Trek fans say about these cards, there's a lot of cluelessness. Oh, is this different than the 90s game? Things like that. You got stuff about specific cards, what they like in diffs, like, but there's a lot of, like, I never played Magic, but I used to play the Star Trek game back when I was a kid. This might get me into Magic. People saying I used to play back in 6th edition. This is going to get me back into the game. I love the way that the art looks in Star Trek and Magic. Like, the stuff that us as Magic players really don't like, apparently the Star Trek fans like. And this is just what made me realize, because something I've been puzzling over again and again is, like, Wizards goes out there every 3 months and they do their financials and they say it's been the greatest quarter ever. We made more money than ever. When at the same time, a lot of the longtime Magic players that I know and what I see on the Magic internet is just very, very negative about those same sets, right? Where people are complaining, Wizards making more money. And that's what kind of made the light bulb go on, that, like, this is how it works, right? Like, these are the people. There are people in that thread, and we're not going to go through the whole thing because it'd be excessive, but, like, there are people in that thread that were saying things like, you know, I'm going to spend so much money on these cards. I ordered so many of these just because I want to put them on my shelf type of stuff. And I think it really made me realize how a Magic set could be so, I don't want to say hated, but arguably hated by a big portion of the enfranchised Magic community, and also be incredibly successful from a sales perspective. And it was really that thread that made me realize, like, how that mechanism could actually work in practice, right? Like, how it could actually be that everyone hates it and it makes more money than ever. Like, it's being sold to other people, essentially, and those people actually really do seem to like it. Even if the hardcore Magic fans don't always like it. Hey Seth, I have some potentially good news. I had a meeting with a potential new employer for work from home gig. Ooh, Mega Magikarp. Ooh, I'm rooting for that one. That would be awesome. I think, just from what I know of you, Mega Magikarp, and I've known you from the stream a long time, not that we're, like, you know, whatever, super friends or anything, but, like, I feel like I could see you doing a work at home job, and I could see that being right for you. Just the little bits you've told me about working and, like, some of the places you've worked, I feel like maybe, I don't know, I mean, I'm curious what you think of it, but I feel like maybe that would be, like, the perfect outcome with some of the stuff you've told me about. Maybe that's the way. So I hope it works out for you. That would be super cool. Well, let's get on the Curse Tosser. That is also true. That was another revelation, is, like, it's also partly the internet. It's also partly the internet. In the same way that sometimes if you're on social media, it feels like everyone's just yelling about the world and politics and stuff. And then if you go to, like, a concert or, like, some public place, it's not the same. No one's yelling about those same things. I feel like the same thing kind of happens with Magic to some extent, right? Where I guess we just hasted in this blog's company. I think the same thing kind of happens with Magic, where like you see all the complaining online on social media, but then when I went to MagicCon Vegas this year, I didn't hear any complaining. There might have been a couple people that are like, I didn't especially like a set or something, like little things like that, but like the vibe was incredibly different. So I think part of it also is just the internet being the internet. And us Magic players, one thing we're really good at: cardboard and complaining. The 2 C's. Those are the strengths of us Magic players. Very good at both. Great complainers, great with cardboard. And let's play. Oh, this is kind of cute. We can play the Bogart Curse Catcher. We can sack the Curse Tosser to make mana, trigger the Curse Crafter, blow up your rat token, then play the Grub to get back the Curse Tosser. Look at the Goblin Synergy, pound it down to 15. Wow, $20 super chat. Good lord, what is going on today with these super chats? Wait, Sothra the Super Void? That's awkward. Star Trek is $20. Star Trek's the set I've been most excited about for years. My extended family's been really into it my entire life. Buying sealed product for a draft for the first time since 2020. Hey, that's awesome, Delgo Plays. Wait, do we flip this? Should we flip this? What does this do if we flip it? Whenever attacking blank one, if you do create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of target bladed creature, except you sack it on your end step. Do we want to pay 1 for that? Probably no. I think instead... Oh, we have to sack something? That's awkward. Well, let's play the Curse Tosser. Behold a Goblin. Play Satellite Stalker. And I guess we just pass. How do we beat this Sothra the Super Void? Found it. I'm gonna play a Sephiroth. Sack a rat token. Huh. And a Voice of Victory. And opponent makes a rat. Yeah, we're in a very awkward position here. Opponent passes. We draw land. We do not grub. All right, how can we get out of this? If a player controls no creatures... Can we blight away the entire board? So if we Champion of the Weird... Do the Bogart Mischief. Well, let's start blighting. So we lose the Curse Tosser. Blight on the Champion of the Weird. Blight on the Champion of the Weird. Get drained. Yeah. Blight on the Grub. Yeah, it doesn't work. We can't actually get there. Well, I guess we just pass. We don't want them flipping the Sephiroth. What is this deck that we're losing to? Seriously, what is happening? Kin's Binding, whatever that is. Very good in Limited. Best limited card in Lorwyn Eclipse. Not a card anyone has ever played in Constructed, but it grows a Sephiroth. Opponent gonna attack. Opponent's gonna make a bunch of things. And then those are gonna die and we lose our board, and yeah, we're dead. Man, really? Seriously? Okay, that is actually super awkward. Baron Kitty, you're doing good. Baron Kitty, you're doing super good. Did you edit the last meme or dream and leave in the outtake or retake, or did someone else edit it and leave it in? Kind of both. So we do have someone who, with a lot of the gameplay now, just edits out the dead space. So I edit the deck text and stuff, and then I send them the gameplay, and they kind of just edit out the dead space, and that's the kind of the final pass. So it should have been me who edited that part out. So it's my fault. It was also unintentional, although people were good sports about it. I was actually kind of happy with how it turned out, that people took it all in good fun. But yeah, that was a mistake on my part. Normally that gets cut out. I accidentally, during spoiler season 2, so during spoiler videos, because spoiler videos are so long, the hack I figured out was to do a little clap cut. So like I go through the video, and if I mess up, I stop and then do a little clap, and then I can look while I'm editing and find where the claps are and cut them out. But apparently I missed one of those during a spoiler season as well. I mean, yeah, I guess it was kind of flavorful for Hidasugu's second, right? Yeah, see, actually, no. I'm actually just a genius content creator who thought it would be very funny to reference the video in that way. It was thematic, right? A fish on it. That's a real expression, I swear. I'm gonna Google that. I think that's a real expression. Wait, am I gonna get... Now I have the fear that if I type that in, something bad. I better do this off screen first. Who knows with Google? A fish on every table. Wait, maybe. Is it real? What is it? A fish on every table, revolutionizing fish consumption. Embrace conflict, put a fish on every table. Is it not? Has no one said this before? I thought it was the phrase "a fish on every table" most closely echoes, so apparently it's not exactly. I'm telling you, it's an upstate New York thing. It's an Albany expression. I'm telling you, it's real. But yeah, it's probably a chicken in every pot. But what if you don't like chicken? Some people don't like chicken. Plus, seafood's healthier for you. If you want to build around Krenko and the Gate Goblin, I think this is the best way. What do you think? Let me see, Heroic Gerbil. Krenko's interesting. Krenko's one of those cards that if you can build a big board and untap with it, it's very powerful. But then there's a bit of a question as to, can you build a big board and untap with it? Krenko Gate Goblin. Krenko... Yeah, Krenko, this Krenko. Yeah. This Krenko's crazy. Yeah, I think that's a good attempt. I think because you need to play the artifacts, you need to play goblins that make a bunch of other goblins. So I think the Sourbred Antes and Elder Antes go up in value quite a bit. I think the other big challenge for the deck... The other big challenge I see for the deck is just... the mix is awkward. Like, the games when you don't draw this Krenko, you have all these artifacts that are very good with Krenko, but don't synergize with the rest of the goblins. That's what makes Krenko so tough to build around, is goblins in Standard at least. I know there's welders and stuff in older formats, but in Standard, you don't have a lot of goblins that care about artifacts. So I feel like this deck, it'll have really, really sweet games when we stick a Krenko, and it'll pop off and be awesome. But then the games when we don't draw Krenko and we're just playing extruders and melded moxelites and stuff, it's gonna be one of the goofier, one of these sillier goblin decks I've ever seen. But I think it's worth trying at least. What is your favorite concert that you ever attended? I mean, my all-time favorite's a Ween show from forever ago. My favorite, My favorite recent concert was probably Shaky Graves. I didn't know who Shaky Graves was, but I went with my brother and some friends who really like Shaky Graves. Normally when I go to a concert, it's someone I know. I know all the songs, I know the music, because I'm going because I like them. This case, I was going because my friends wanted to go and my brother wanted to go. So I went to the show, never having really listened to Shaky Graves, and I left the show a Shaky Graves fan just because his performance was so good. Like, he's someone who kind of made his bones as a busker, playing music on the streets, essentially. And his performance, like, you could just tell he had honed his craft as a live performer, and the live show was so good that even not knowing the songs, I became a big fan. Also, I've stumbled across a couple of new. I've been trying to find more new music, because I listen to a lot of old music, right? So I listen to a lot of, I love Ween, I love Velvet Underground, I love Wilco, I love a lot of old indie stuff and rock stuff like that. So I've been trying to find more new music. I've been trying to force myself intentionally to find more new music rather than just listening to old music. And I've actually found two bands in the last week that I think are actually incredible. Like, they are quickly becoming some of my favorite current bands. I'm curious if any of you have heard of them, and maybe I'm just the late one coming to these parties, but the first one is Geese. I've been really, really impressed with Geese. They're like some of you probably know these, but they're like a New York City indie rock band. They kind of give me Velvet Underground in 2026 vibes. Yeah, Geese is actually, Geese. I've been hooked ever since I heard it. Absolutely blown away. So that's one of them, is Geese. The second one is Black Midi. And then there's also, so Black Midi was this like English band that broke up a year or two ago, but then their front man Gordy Greep put out a solo album, which also kind of blew my mind. It's, I don't even know how to describe the solo album. It's like salsa, math rock, jazz. Like, it's mixed with burlesque in a musical, kind of. Like, it's just like nothing I ever heard before. And I listen to a lot of weird music. So for me, hearing something that I feel like I've never heard before is actually typically pretty rare. But those two bands have really, really blown me away. So I think we sack the Curse Tosser. This lets us blow up the Pack Beast. Our opponent gonna lose the Rat, and then we smack ya. Yeah, if you got any other... Oh, King Gizzard, yeah. King Gizzard's another band that is more recent that I absolutely love. Absolutely love. I've heard of, but not listened to, Tiger Lilies. Oh, I love Mountain Goats. Actually, do you know Mountain Goats? Oh, one of my biggest regrets. This was... I don't know, a few years ago now. But I had something going on one weekend. But the Mountain Goats guy, I can't remember his name right now, but I can't remember his last name. But I love his music, but he's a Magic player. And he was getting more and more into Magic at the time. He actually sent me a message, and he was like, oh, I'm going to be playing in Cooperstown, which is like 2.5, 3 hours from where I live. Going to be playing in Cooperstown. If you want to come and bring some decks, I'll bring you backstage. We'll like chill, come to the show, and we'll chill and play some Commander after the show. But I already had something scheduled for the same time. I was gonna be like out of state or something at some event or something, so I couldn't do it. But yes, John Darnell, yes. But that's one of my big regrets, is that I could have been backstage hanging out with Mountain Goats after the show. Aaron West in the Roaring Twenties. Why does Aaron West sound familiar to me? Did Aaron West do something else? Before the Roaring Twenties? The Roaring Twenties doesn't sound familiar to me, but for some reason, that name Aaron West sounds familiar to me. Radio Garden. Ooh, I'll have to check it out. Oh, it's kind of funny. There's two genres of music that... what do you think? Do you want to try Elves for like a couple matches, or should we just Goblin it for the rest of the stream? Yeah, we'll try. Okay, we'll try a couple. I mean, it's release day on Arena, and release day on Arena, you never know. You never know what's gonna happen. We'll try a couple. I gotta record some YouTube stuff in like a half hour, but let's do a couple elf matches at least and see what elves are like. Now I don't even remember what story I was gonna tell. Something about two of what? What were we talking about though? We were talking about music. There were two. I don't remember now. I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh, Of Montreal's good. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Someone mentioned Outlaw Country. There were two genres of music that I thought I didn't like. And those were rap and country. And this was quite a while ago now. Man. Yeah, maybe I don't know Aaron West. It still seems familiar in my head. I like math rock. I like math rock, jazzy math rock, noise rock. Like, I mean, Captain Beefheart's one. I know Captain Beefheart isn't really math rock. I've never gotten to Coheed and Cambria that much. I had a friend. His nickname was Coheed, a drummer in one of the bands I played in, because they love Coheed so much. Never gotten to Coheed though. But there were two genres of music. Realizing you're a ween, yeah, that probably does explain. It probably does explain a lot about me, actually, my taste in music. There were two genres of music that I thought I didn't like, which was country and rap. And then I realized I actually like both of those genres of music. I just really, really hate the versions they play on the radio. But then once I actually started to explore what I would consider to be good or like authentic country, I actually love country. I love bluegrass. Like, there's a whole new genre of music that I really, really love. I just had to get past, like, the stuff they play on the radio and find the good stuff. And rap was like that, too. I thought rap, like, I'd heard the raps on the radio, and it's like, whatever, like, not my thing. But then I started to hear rap that I really thought was good that wasn't on the radio, and I was like, oh my god, this is actually like really, really amazing music. Like, when I first, and this it doesn't hold up well this now, because he kind of sucks now and is really, really fallen off. But like, when I first heard Early Chance the Rapper, oh my god, it blew me away. Like, oh, blown out. That's some of the stuff that convinced me I like rap music, was like Coloring Book and like a couple other Early Chance the Rapper. Like, I still kind of love those albums, and then he got way worse over the years and started writing about, I don't even know, after he got married and stuff. But like, his early albums when he was a teenager, oh man. Yeah, the reissue of 12 Golden Country Hits, I was listening to it over the weekend, there's almost a Ween album from 1996 on there. There's like a whole disc of unreleased tracks which are varying quality. Like, some you listen to and you're like, I can see why that didn't actually make the main album. And then others I was like, oh, that's actually like kind of a banger. But yeah, there's a lot of good unreleased stuff on there. Boston Chicken's really good. Very good version of So Long Jerry on there. I think he got married and just started writing about different stuff. And I think he just grew up. I think like the teenage angst mind of Chance made really good music, but then the adult, like, married doing adult stuff version of Chance is just way less interesting. Have you listened to Bella Fleck and the Flexstones? Wow, I'm surprised that's the thing they play. So I know them from the festival scene. One of the things upstate New York has going for it is they do a lot of like pretty good like local regional festivals in the summer. That's a lot of like hippie music, bluegrass and Americana and stuff like that. But I know Bella Fleck and the Flexstones because they at least used to be, I don't know if they still are, but they used to be one of the bands that would always play these local festivals. So I've seen them a few times just going to festival type things around here. Bill Burnham's country song perfectly satirizes everything that sucks and is disingenuous about stadium country genre. I find it very funny. I don't think I've heard that. I like him. Like, some of his songs I think are really funny, but I've never actually heard that one. What would I recommend replacing Badger Mole Cub with in Infinite Squirrel Girl combo? So there is no replacement for Badger Mole Cub. There's just nothing that do what it does. The answer is probably going to depend on what the metagame looks like, but I think when it comes to Badger Mole Cub in a deck like that, I think you are trying to replace it Not with something that's going to do what Badger Mole Cub does, because that just does not exist, but replace it with something that lines up well with the meta. So if, like, control is top tier, maybe you're, man, do we have black in that deck? Maybe you're, like, finding ways to get duress in that deck or something. If aggro's top tier, you play more removal. So I think you actually don't replace it with another mana dork, and just replace it with some sort of tech card that lines up with the meta. That's my current theory, at least. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Chance is, like, a good dude. Like, I don't have any problem with him personally, but just, like, his music, I really loved it up through Acid Rap, and then the album after that, there was, like, a couple songs I kind of liked, and then after that, I stopped listening to Chance. Okay. Well, let's behold a Thranduil's Company. Play an Archdruid, draw a card, and I mean, I guess hit you with this 4/4. I mean, elves are kind of popping off until we get Sunderflocked. I mean, if we untap with double Archdruid here and this Champions of the Perfect and this Cantankerous Keepers, next turn could be pretty big. All right, or our opponent's gonna scoop it up. Or our opponent might just scoop it up. Hey, what's up, Yusuke? How are you? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. We just got to get back into contemporary Christian music. That seems unlikely. Good luck. Good luck on that. I don't know. Maybe there's some banger contemporary Christian music out there these days. It has been a lifetime since I have explored that genre. I am also so glad they banned Cub. There is no Crater Hoof in this deck. There's actually the most realistic plan for winning all in one turn is, I guess, exiling your deck with Marlin, but we don't really have a win all in one turn plan. So one thing to think about with this deck, and I want to play as many elves as possible, see how they feel. It is possible that maybe it's better as a Nature's Rhythm Crater Hoof style deck. I don't know. We're just testing it out, but I want to play as many of the, like, high rarity elves, the Thranduils. I just want to see how they feel, and then we'll figure out what actually sticks. I think the Nature's Rhythm plan without Badger Mole Cub gets a lot worse, although elves are a pretty rampy tribe, so maybe it's still good enough in elves in specific. Tyvar, yeah, Tyvar is kind of a Crater Hoof as well. Not viewer battles. No, we're just playing the ladder today. Do you agree with the sentiments of these bans pushing control heavily ahead? I agree that that's a fear, but I'm hopeful that that's not how it's going to turn out in practice. So I think the fear is legitimate. That is one of the possible outcomes from these bannings, is not banning tablet leads to control just shooting to tier 0, and that's would not be what we wanted. That would be bad. I also think, like, my positive take and hope is that control you couldn't really focus on before because you had to play so much cheap removal to have a shot to interact with Badger Mole Cub. So you didn't really have the opportunity to really focus on control. So I'm hoping that maybe the control decks are actually kind of beatable, because now we don't have to play 12 cheap removal spells to answer Badger Mole Cub on turn 2 or die. So maybe that means we get to focus more on control and it can keep it in check. So that's my hope. I've seen some people be very doomery, like, oh, control definitely going to be the best deck in the meta. I could see that being an outcome. I'm hopeful that's not the outcome, though. I'm still crossing my fingers and hoping that's not the direction we go. Unfortunately, this doesn't save us from Sunderflock, does it? All right, so how do we do this? You know, it'd be sweet if this was an elf land to turn on our Dignitary. That actually kind of should be, couldn't it? Yes, I got a Miku deck. Frostflutter, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop for you. Thank you. So I think we go Llanowar Elves. And play this. Crack this. Get a Swamp. Behold an Elf. All right, time for the cantankerous keepers. Show us some elves, please. Ooh, trips elves. Oh, there's really not an option to say no? That's hilarious. All right, well, let's just pass. We can actually convoke that in for free. And we do have Tiber in hand. Opponent. Are we flipping the Ashling? And opponent scoops it up. And elves actually getting the job done. I gotta say, like, out of all the decks we've played today, they all have felt fine. Like, I would say Dwarves felt really good. Really, like, I'm actually want to go play more Dwarves because they might actually just be a real deck. But, like, Dwarves felt really good. Goblins, not as good as Dwarves. I'm not a Miku fan. I will not even ever play the Miku deck. I just honestly think it's worth sitting on a shelf because I happened to be doing a finance update and I was looking through the prices of what some of the Secret Lair Commander decks that they released in the past are now, and I was just shocked to see that a lot of them are really expensive. Like, some of them are like $500. So I actually just think that it's going to be... Project Diva. I actually think that it's just, like, worth sitting on a shelf for a few years because I think there's a chance that it ends up going up significantly in value. At least that's my hope. I'm hoping that it goes up significantly in value. Now, let's play Dwayne's Elite. Please don't kill a Virulent Emissary. Rack-Witting Hex. What do you think we're in a Badger Mold Cup meta? Opponent. I mean, I guess that kind of is Dirty Scalper mentality, although I don't really feel bad about this one because it wasn't even... It was print to demand, so it's not like me taking one is taking one away from someone else. If it was one of the ones where everyone's rushing to, like, get it in the first 15 minutes, I wouldn't even bother. Like, I never try to get those secret layers because I don't feel like it's worth the hassle. I always just am like, not actually worth my time and effort to try to do that. So if it was like that, I wouldn't do it. But with it being print to demand and anyone being able to get one, I was like, it seems fine to stick one on the shelf, and maybe it's $500 in a few years, and I make a couple bucks. Worst case, I'm sure I can sell to Krim, because Krim is a Miku fan. So eventually, I can sell it to Krim. How many of you got the Miku deck? Honestly, like, they kind of salved it, right? Did they not salve? Did they not salve the biggest issue that we have with all of this? Like, did they not fix it? I feel like they fixed the big issue. Like, the problem, I think, is over with now. If they keep doing this, all they got to do, 24 hours, 24-hour print to demand, I think it actually fixes everything. I'm curious. Let me ask you this, chat. There's two options. These are your only two choices. So there is not a better or third option that you can pick. Your two choices are these. You can either do the old system, which is essentially... You can either do the old system, where you may or may not even be able to get the cards that you want. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. You have no way of knowing. Or you can do a 24-hour print-to-demand system, but you might not be able to get your cards for 6 to 9 months. Is that worth it for you? Is it worth it? No 44. The main issue, I would love to make a ban list video every ban list update. The problem is that they always do the ban list update on Monday, and that is the same time that we record the podcast. So we kind of always end up covering the ban list for most of the podcast. So then that's kind of insane. So then an opponent does not like us having their Enduring Curiosity and Scoop. Man, Marlin popped off that game. So I was kind of thinking that the podcast where we spent like half hour, 45 minutes going over it would count as the video for it. But yeah, maybe I should just do another one anyway. But that's the main issue is like, we record all the podcasts Monday afternoon, right after the ban list update. So if I'm going to do a ban list video, it's going to be like a day or two late. Maybe people still want it a day or two late, but yeah, Elves has felt good so far. No one is currently on the dartboard. The dartboard, we have not decided. We have not decided who deserves its spot on the dartboard yet. Badger Mole's gone. We got to see who public enemy number 1 is. Maybe no one deserves that's a sign that maybe the format's good. If there's no one on the dartboard, maybe that means the multiverse is finally at peace. Demir? They're just crimming? They're just crimming. All right. How do you beat a crim? How do you beat a crim? None of these cards feel especially good in this matchup. I guess Maelstrom Pulse maybe to get Kaido. I mean, we mostly just want to elf ball him. Yeah. All right, let's run it like that. That's actually part of Arena. I don't know why that blue line is part of Arena. Arena makes some interesting choices, but that is actually, that blue line exists and it's part of Arena. Yeah, I mean, that would be the other way to do it, is do the video, excuse me, do the video like several days to a week after the banning, and then you could talk about what actually happened, which honestly might be even more important information, I guess. Because I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be happy about these bannings. I know everyone does a video about it, so I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be like, yeah, bannings, this is good. They got rid of, the cards that we hate, or most people. So I'd probably be saying kind of the same thing. My main thing would be this, and we talked about this a little bit earlier. I think they should have banned Tablet or Discovery. But my list going into it was Badger Mole Cub, Storm Chaser's Talent, Tablet or Discovery. Instead, we got Badger Mole Cub, Storm Chaser's Talent, Gran. And I think that's still fine. It's not exactly what I would have done, but I still think that's fine. The Gran banning actually is going in the same direction as the Tablet banning. I think Tablet would have been a better ban because I'm more concerned about 4-color than I am against lessons. I don't know. But like, it was doing the same thing. Like, they're banning the kind of stuff that I would want them to be banning, the stuff that would, in theory, hopefully help slow down the format a little bit. So I think they actually did a good job on it. The other thing I would add is like, I also am just very pro banning. So like, if they came out and banned 15 cards instead of 3 cards, I would not criticize that. Like, honestly, they could ban 600 cards. They could rotate early. They could have just announced, you know what, we're rotating. We're getting rid of a year worth of sets, and I would have been happy about that. Like, that's how much I like shakeups in Magic, in formats, especially ones that just like don't change very much now. So I would have been fine with even more bannings, but I think what they did do was perfectly fine. Hey Seth, you should try Planeswalker, a metal band based on MTG lore. The Gatewatch and Bullis himself. I've never heard that. The only Magic album, I know two Magic artists. One is Patrick Chapin. Jace the Mind Sculptor, better than all Jace the Mind Sculptor. So one is Patrick Chapin. The other is the rapper guy that did the song with Alex Bertoncini, which I'm probably going to do a video about that because it's just so funny to me. I think I kind of want to just do a full-on Alex Bertoncini documentary style video. You know who else how many of you in the chat remember Travis Wu?
Just try to keep up.
How many of you remember T-Wu? Anybody in the chat remember T-Wu? I feel like the story of T-Wu has to be one of an opponent scoops it up, and elves are kind of getting them. We even kind of mana screwed that game. I feel like the story of Travis Wu would make a ridiculously interesting documentary. So that's also on my list of things to make in the future, because just the story of T-Wu still kind of blows my mind. Like, the TLDR is this. The TLDR of the T-Wu story: Magic Brewer invented Living End, made a bunch of cool brews, honestly was in a lot of ways doing against the odds stuff before I did. Like, he was doing a lot of the same kind of brewing stuff that I ended up doing later. So you had T-Wu, but he also like blah blah blah, like didn't win. I don't think he won a pro tour, but he created Living End in Modern, like creating some decks that went on to be iconic. So anyway, so let's just start. We'll do one more match, and then I gotta move to YouTube recording. So you start out there, Magic Brewer, pretty well known. Then you have the infamous the infamous Mein Kampf stream, where for some reason Travis Wu was reading Mein Kampf and wrote on his hand, "Do not talk about Hitler," and then proceeded to talk for an hour very, very uneducatedly, might be the best way to do, the most, courteous way to describe it, about Mein Kampf, and that led to a really big uproar, and then he created this magic group called Magic for Bad that was supposed to be like a meme group, but then he didn't moderate it and just left, and then it ended up turning into a bunch of like really bad across the line stuff, and he ended up getting in trouble for that because he's the one that created it and he didn't moderate it. So there's all these controversies, and then he basically stopped doing Magic, moved to Hawaii out into a mountain, and started raising alpacas out in a mountain, like off-grid hippie guy in the mountain raising alpacas, not doing anything with Magic. And then he turned into some sort of crypto guru. The latest I've seen of Tiwu is his Instagram is like, "I made $700,000 last year. Here is my car." Here is my car. And just like crypto bro, finance guru content type stuff. Just the story's ridiculous. The whole story, from like this kind of beloved brewer of weird decks in Magic to all the controversies in Magic to mountain alpaca raising to crypto bro. It's just like, it's ridiculous. It just keeps going. Hey Seth, have you tried hidden information thing, and you ever started a meta deck? I mean, I think I've been responsible for helping at least popularize some archetypes. Like, Hammer Time would be a big one. I honestly don't know if I don't know if I created Hammer Time. I want to say, like, the idea of Hammer Time existed when it came out, and then I made the budget Magic that kind of, like, made it more popular and made it become a big thing. But I know other people were also, like, exploring the archetype and stuff, so it wasn't, like, purely 1 million... Why can I not cast Shoot the Sheriff? Oh, it's a lizard. That's why. All right, well, I guess we do any Insulate. The one that I feel very confident saying that I, like, did kind of create would be Mono Red Prison in Modern. Not really much of an archetype anymore, but, like... Free win red, because I know, like, when I did the video on that, then it became like an MTG Salvation thread, and it became like an actual thing. So I think that's the one that I feel most comfortable. But usually I just go with popularized, essentially. Sounds like his Instagram got hacked, honestly. Oh no, Shotgun. It's him. It's him it is Travis Wu with very long dreads in front of the car with, "I made $700,000 last year" across his chest. So unless they're like AIing videos with his face into them on his hacked YouTube, I'm pretty sure it's Tiwu. Found it. Yeah, these lizards, unbeatable. Gets in with a Hired Claw. Gonna pump it. I mean, yeah. This hand, like, we just did nothing. They killed our early elves. As good as Cantankerous Keeper is, if our opponent can keep... if our opponent can just keep killing our other elves, we just don't get any progress. Are you going to play Dwarves on the main channel? I mean, so technically the streams are kind of on the main channel now, but with considering how well they did today, the odds are very high. Yeah, I think that's a deck I'm very excited about playing more of. So I think there's a pretty good chance. There's a pretty good chance that it becomes a main channel video. Because it played really well. It's interesting. It's got a bunch of the new cards. So I could definitely see it being a much of brew. I also want to try... How much interest do you have in budget Magic at this point, chat? Like, I was kind of thinking about trying to do some more budget Magics. I don't think it'll be a weekly thing anymore. I don't even know if it's possible to do weekly budget Magic and have them be good at this point, with Magic being so expensive. But, like, I kind of want to sneak in some more budget decks too. So I might do some more budget Magics. It's been a minute since we've had a budget Magic, so I think that could also be... Man, I probably should cut Randall, but... It's cool, though. Yeah, we have to in this matchup. So bring in the cheap removal. Yeah, probably got a couple champions. Let's try it like that. I mean, that's the biggest issue with budget Magic, is, like... The Goblin deck we were playing earlier, it's super cheap in paper. Hey Seth, can you not see super chat? Can you read my super chat? Wait, did I miss a super chat? Wait, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I missed a super chat. Oh, Honor Basquat, my apologies. I missed a super chat like 13 minutes ago. $5 super chat, thank you so much. How many decks should exist at the top of the metagame and standard for it to be diverse and healthy? When was the last terrific standard environment? Whew. Man, that's such a hard question. So I think, because it gets even more complicated in this big standard format, right? Where like, if you look at the metagame page, you see a whole bunch of, different decks, right? Like, you see, is it prowess, Jeskai lessons, 4-color control, is it lessons, is it self bounce? You see, is it spells, is it spelementals? You see like 7 different decks, 8 different decks. And I think that is in some way diverse, and I'm not arguing that they are actually the same deck, but then when I play on the ladder and I play is it prowess versus is it lessons versus Jeskai lessons versus is it spells, it all kind of feels this. It's still the same kind of stuff, right? They're still boomerang basicsing their Storm Chaser's talent and casting their flow states. They just like, this one has Slick Shot show off. This one goes a little bit bigger with their finisher and it doesn't have Slick Shot. Like, so I think that you have a question there of like, what counts as a different deck? Well, I would really like to see, especially coming off of what this last standard was and how big standard is I kind of want to see more like meta diversity. I feel like I actually posted about this before the ban list update a day or two ago, but like you could reasonably and honestly, I think you could reasonably and honestly look at this metagame, and I think you could honestly argue that it is very diverse and if you consider it fun, personally, a good standard, right? Nothing's more than 14% of the meta. If you just look at the numbers, that's very diverse. I also think you could look at this same data and be like, well, actually the meta is 55% is it or is it X decks, 25% Badger Mole Cub decks, another 7% Demir decks, and that's essentially the meta. And it's super not diverse, right? It's all is it versus all Badger Mole Cub. So I think it's a matter of perspective. I would like to see more diversity with those meta archetypes. Like, I don't think it's necessarily healthy if like only is it and only Badger Mole Cub are actually playable, even if there's 5 different Badger Mole Cub decks, 5 different is it decks. Like, it's still just the way I experience Magic, that still just isn't especially fun and enjoyable for me personally. I want to see like, hopefully what we come out of this with is I think we need the top decks. There's always going to be top decks. There's always going to be a best deck. Stop killing our stuff, Mono Red. There's always going to be a best deck. What I would really like to see is the tier 2 and tier 3 decks be closer to the tier 1 decks, I guess. Like, I feel like it just seems very difficult to have brews and so forth actually keep up with how powerful the top of the meta has gotten. That's what I'm hoping happens in the future, and I think that Wizards did what I would think is the best thing to make that happen, which is banning the cards that were essentially making the format a turn or two faster. And hopefully that gives the decks that are a turn less fast a little bit of breathing room to catch up. You don't have to have 12 2-mana removal spells. Maybe you can have 8 2-mana removal spells or 6, and that gives you a little more room. So I think that's what I'm really looking for. I will also say, in the broad sense of things, I know the standard is not going to be one of the formats that has the most decks. It's not realistic, traditionally at least, to expect that standard's going to have the same level of diversity as a format like Modern. That's just a card pool difference. I would like to think, and if what Wizards says, how Wizards pitched, I guess. Seriously, I can't kill. These are assassins? Oh my god, I can't kill anything. Oh, that's very awkward. All right, Tyvar. Save us, Tyvar. I would like to think that bigger standard with 20 sets would be more diverse than smaller standards with 8 sets. That's kind of how Wizards sold it, right? More sets equals more cards equals more diversity. So I would like to think that if in the past having, 5, 7 reasonable standard decks was fine and that's what the meta looked like, maybe now that number should be higher because we have so many more sets. Either that or the selling point for 3-year standard, one of them, I think doesn't actually hold up, essentially. Like, if you're not getting more diversity out of it, yeah, people get less rotation, which some people like, but that is one of the selling points of bigger standard is more diversity. So I would hope it would be actually more diverse. So all that to say, I think the number is like higher than what we had before, and if the decks are too similar to each other, I don't really view them as different decks. But in reality, I don't expect there to be more than, I don't know, if you're talking literal tier 1 decks, probably 2 to 5 maybe, and I would hope that overall you might have maybe you have 10, 12, like honestly really competitive options. But what I would like to see change is the decks a notch below that have a better win rate, like a more of a chance of keeping up, even if you're not going to literally, you know, be the best deck in the format, and you're still not going to have a positive win rate against the best deck in the format. Maybe you win, you know, 45% of the time instead of 35% of the time or something. Like something that makes it feel like those decks are actually like at least part of the metagame. And I know that was a very rambling answer, but there's so much that goes into it. I think you missed it earlier, but I got a job offer. I'm going to get the job offer while on the job, so I'm putting an impromptu notice in a couple. Wait, no, you got the job offer for the work at home job, Mega Magic Harp? Yes! Oh, that's so good. I'm so happy for you. I feel like that. I mean, I don't know anything about the job, but just from what I know about you, Mega Magic Harp, I feel like that might be a really good fit. So I'm excited for you. Oh, that's awesome. That is super awesome. Yeah, I think I did miss that. I heard you say that you were going to whatever, try to get it or something. You were talking to someone, but I didn't hear you say that you actually got it. Oh, that's so sweet. Well, congrats, man. I know losing a job sucks, and I know it was a rough few months, Mega Magic Harp, to work through it, but things seem like they're looking up now. Things seem like they're looking up. Well, here comes the Hired Clause. It is, man, maybe Shoot the Sheriff sucks. Having a removal spell in hand that we just cannot cast is actually incredibly awkward. Also, I will say, a lot of our bad games today have just involved us not hitting lands. This is another game where if we could have drawn another land, we could be playing all these 4-drops. We drew like almost all of the 4-drops in our deck. I think we have 4 4-drops in our deck, and we drew 3 of them. We just never drew a 4th land. As far as like a great standard, that's a tough. No, there's Hex in the deck too. There's Hex and Shoot the Sheriff, but this was our like 2-mana unconditional removal spell. But maybe it's got to be Bitter Triumph or something. I don't know. We're still just this is the interesting stuff of having a new meta, right? Like we're still trying to figure out like how many things to Shoot the Sheriff kill. Like if Mono Red comes back and they're playing all these unkillable with Shoot the Sheriff stuff, then Shoot the Sheriff gets a lot worse. Bonus, welcome to the food. Well, not going out on top in this one, but we can kill a Lynx on the way out. So at least we got to spend our removal spell. You know how many lands we had? Exactly enough to die to Sunspine Lynx. Kind of exactly. Oh, so what do we learn today? Day 1 of the Hobbit. I gotta say, so we played 3 decks. And I gotta play more of the Goblin deck and the Elf deck, because we only got in a few games with them. But I would say this. Equipment Dwarves kind of blew me away. Like, I think the deck might actually, I don't want to overrate it after, 5 matches on day 1, but like, it felt way better than I expected. It felt like it could at least have a chance to be a real deck. It was aggressive. The removal was good. The dwarves are synergistic. Thorin was really good. Killy was really good. But even like Dane's Company was fine. Giat was good. Dwarven Mauler Laneline X was really good. Like the deck felt just way better than I expected. So I think dwarves is definitely worth exploring. Goblins, I'm not sure exactly how to build. We talked about the problem with all the 3-drops. I think Goblins felt fine. They felt like they could be competitive. There's definitely still some tweaking we can do. We got enough Goblins in Standard. There's a lot of possibilities. So I would say worse than Dwarves today, but I still came away from it feeling like, okay, we might be able to do something with Goblins in Standard. Elves. I mean, Elves seem fine too. I would put Elves in the Goblins tier, where we didn't get to play them as much as I'd like so far. I felt like there was potential. exactly the right mix. Like, are you actually playing Thranduil? Are you playing Thranduil's Company? High Perfect? Like, these more expensive elves? Do you focus on the lower things? Do you go, Green Sun Zenith effects and Craterhoof to close out the game? But it felt reasonable. It did seem like removal-heavy matchups, as we saw in that last one. That is the downside of elves. Those are the nightmare games where you're trying to get to these, like, Cantankerous Keepers and Champions of the Perfect. If your opponent just, like, snipes all your Land Wars, keeps you from turning on Dwyann's Elite, like snipes your Eldritch Archdruid, then you just can't get any traction to the expensive stuff. So that's kind of the risk. If the meta ends up super removal heavy, then I think this deck suffers more because you get those clunky draws, like your Cantankerous Keeper's worse. So that's where I think we ended up. But honestly, like, it seemed pretty fun. The format seemed pretty fun. I will also say, and again, a handful of matches on day one, but we didn't play against Hardcore Control once. So we played against a couple Thor decks. I guess we played against one Is It Counterspell deck where we didn't even see Tablet of Discovery. It was like, Is It Lessons without the lessons, essentially, but like playing Monument and playing Artist Talent. So it was kind of lessonless lessons. That was one control deck. And we played against some Gruul Thor deck that I don't even know if that counts as control, but it had Tablet in it. But it wasn't like we just played against 5-color control again and again and again, which was nice as well. So anyway, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for today. Standard is at its peak when, what did Doug say? Standard is at its peak when aggro, control, mid-range, and all three are fairly competitive. I think that's true, and we've kind of been missing mid-range lately. It changes from time to time because 3 years ago it was all mid-range, so it does change, but yeah, I think that has been what we've been missing lately. Seth, before you go, I have something important to tell you about Budget Magic. Arena gives the free-to-play decks every year. There are 2 colors with rares in the mana base. They can be included as cards considered free for the purpose of playing Arena Budget Magic. Ooh, that is a good point. That's probably what I gotta do, right? Like, to get the arena budget down, I probably gotta look into the free cards more and try to include them and just give that disclaimer. Like, if you start an account, you're gonna get these cards, so we're not counting them towards the budget. But that is a really good idea. So why am I seeing what feels like a completely different chart on my screen from Twitch chat? Does chat overlay combine Twitch and YouTube chats? Yeah, CatCam fan. So what you're seeing on screen, if you're just watching the stream, is the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat essentially merged, so I could see everything. But if you're just watching, like, yeah, I guess if you're just watching, you're going to see the merged chat. So if you're not in YouTube, you might not be seeing those comments directly in the YouTube chat, but you're going to see them all mashed together on the stream. Anyway, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our stream. Standard is sweet. The Hobbit is sweet. If you're looking for something to do, check out the new set. Most importantly, everyone, I love y'all. Have an amazing day. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks to Card Kingdom for supporting the show. And we'll be back next Tuesday to do it all again. And some limit will be coming soon. So until then, everyone, be good. Thank you so much for being awesome.